What's up? What's up? Just the 50. Just the 50. Just the 50 depending. Hey, owls. Okay, it is too dark. Hold on. Ah, yeah, maybe that'll help a little bit. Okay, that's a lot better. Hey, so what's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening out there? New viewer in the house, two viewers in the house. If you can, let's get some thumbs up. I guess I got to say something first. If you got anything you want to ask or say, please let me know. I how can I say that? I am actually I was gonna go to bed, but I got to thinking about a few things, and I need to start getting these videos up so I can hurry up and get my what's the thing called, my subscription back. Okay, so anyway, I got a mail from one of my viewers, and he was telling me how he's been watching my videos for a long time, and a lot of things that I said in my video years ago, in my videos years ago, is happening now. So he said that well, I wish I could get my phone so I could read it. But basically, he was saying that the problem in the states between the guys and the women, I guess black men and black women or whomever, that it's getting really bad. It's getting bad, and he said they are in like dire need or something like that. I mean, it's from what he's saying. So he asked me to make some videos about this, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let me hold on 1 second. So anyway, back in what's up, viewer? How are you? Chime in if you can. Say what's up. Uh, when I came back from the Philippines in 1990, I went to Edwards Air Force Base, and me and my first wife had some difficult. Well, we didn't personally have any difficulties. Actually, we never did. I think when we did argue, it was over who was going to take the kids to either the white Latino family or the black side of the family, stuff like that. That was it. Other than that, we had no arguments. But she had got a job and eventually started working with some black women, and um, eventually, I need to drink some more water. Um, they were like not so happy with their own husbands and boyfriends. And I went to, I mean, some of them I knew, but one lady I didn't know. So we went to her house in Santa Monica and was visiting them. And I could see how she was disappointed with her husband, I mean, with her boyfriend and stuff. But it didn't have any effect on us. So I guess over time, she was hanging out with them, doing her thing. And I guess the other women were complaining about their husbands or their boyfriends or their kids' dads to the point where she actually didn't have anything bad to say about me. And I won't say that she did say anything. Well, oh, that's later, so I don't need to bring that up. But I guess that talk started influencing her and stuff like that. But eventually, I started noticing this pattern of more and more black women upset, more and more black women getting angry at their men and stuff like that. And eventually, I went to Hawaii. The women there, black women there, were not dating anyone who were out and about in Waikiki and those areas over there. Um, then I came back to, no, then I moved to Japan, and YouTube came out, and then someone told me about it. So I'm in there watching, and I see these videos about these guys complaining about black women. And I'm like, wow, you guys don't, one of my videos, I'm like, don't put that stuff on YouTube for the started doing it, then the sisters started doing it, and it just got really bad. And basically, they got the guy, wait, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Maybe I need to read this. But the guy, he had started telling me about MGTOW or uh, okay. I'm See if I can find it. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Let's see, YouTube. So, he was talking about how men go on their own with some group like that, and then some SY something group, which I have no idea what that was when he told me about. I was like, "What's that?" But basically, sorry, my nose, I got to scratch it. He said that I need to make some videos and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna talk about um, what's going on, how guys can get your lives back together so you can deal with the problems that's happening. I did say in my videos a lot of times that uh, that that back in the old days when I was coming up, black women, most not all, but a lot of women were dependent on their men for income. Basically, if they didn't have a husband, you know, life, quote unquote, I guess the police at least supposed to have been hard was hard. I know it was difficult for my mom too. Um, then the welfare came along. I guess when they started giving women money, and a lot of black men, well, the young black women I talked to younger than me, they kind of blamed that on saying that that was the destruction of the black family. But I grew up in that, and I think the first time I heard that, I'm not sure, but I think I was five, so it must have been like 71 or probably 69 or something like that. Or what year was that? I don't know, but it was, but I forgot it.
Sleep is incredibly important for your overall
Wow, I don't know where that came from. So, hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Talking about how to fix a relationship. I'm trying to find this video. This one guy has sent to me. But anyway, no. So anyway, I do remember some guys when the women started getting the money and stuff. Oh, grappler by keys. Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm good, good. And I was like, oh man, Japan is good. I mean, for me, like I said many times in my video, I should be balling rich, but I'm just lazy and stuff. But yeah, it's good. I have no problems. Just it's good every day. Just go to work, do my thing. Um, yeah, it's good. Peaceful. But now we got this Corona thing out here. Some guy in our neighborhood caught it stuff. So a lot. It's kind of like um, the mood is a little on the downside and stuff like that. We just closed the schools were just closed, so a lot of parents are kind of worried, especially the ones who are dependent on the schools to watch their kids. So when both the parents are out of the house and stuff, so that's concern and stuff like that. Could you update us with the corona in Japan? Let's see. The prime minister, he said that they might do some kind of a martial law. Well, my friend said it. He's into some martial law or something like that. South Korea, I think, China, they restricted travel from those countries and stuff. Um, like the schools were closed for a couple of weeks earlier because for that. I'm trying to think the coronavirus. They're going to have a summer break was coming anyway, so they let the kids stay home a little earlier. They tell people not to really go to crowded places and stuff right now. The tissue thing is out here too, because tissues and everything is all gone. I went to a couple of what are the things called convenience stores and they were gone too. Some people walking around with masks, some are not. Um, I was on a train the other day and this guy coughed. I mean, just I wanted to just pow, but I said I just got up and moved to another car. You got a lot of wait, let me think. My job in Osaka was closed for a couple of weeks because a Abe he asked them to do it. Prime Minister Abe. Let's see what's going on. Around here, let's see. I don't know too much other than that because I don't really keep up with it because of the news and stuff that's going around. What is true? What is not true? Um, Now, I did the other day. I did see four military aircraft fly over my school in a formation, and that was like really rare. I've seen it. The last time I saw a helicopter like that, it was like maybe over a decade ago. And I would love to put the video up. I should kind of try to slice it in here somewhere, but I'm trying to look for it. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this. Wait, hold on. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but you see that? It is rare that this kind of sight happens. Yeah, so once I saw that, I was like, wow, what's going on? Is there some kind of mobilization going on in Wakayama or anything like that? But I haven't really heard too much. People are still going out. Starbucks is, it's like not so many people there. Walking the mall. I went to the mall the other day. It wasn't too many people there. The trains, I guess, a lot of people, because of the schools route, there wasn't too many people on the trains and stuff. The only thing I'm just worried about out here is if, how can I say that? If there is a major outbreak, is Japan really capable of mobilizing to quarantine people like China did? Now, what I heard what China did was they built like three facilities with 1,000 beds in each. And the last thing I read about them, I think they said they had like from 1 month it was like 15 new cases, and it dropped down to 15,000 new cases, and then it jumped down to 15 new cases. So pretty much, it seems like they getting the virus and stuff controlled and stuff. So, but in Japan, they are having people get it. I don't know the numbers, but I'm not sure what they're doing to contain it or anything. Um, but I'm not worried about it. I had a friend. He said, um, I don't know if I should say this on here or not. No, I'm gonna keep it to myself. But I get the same news you have. I'm guessing that if you're healthy, don't worry about it. If you have preconditions, then there might be some concerns there. Um, Other than that, just wash your hands. Be careful what you touch, who you're around, stuff like that. Just the same thing that's in the other countries. So that's all I can say. That's the only updates I know. I can look on here and see and read what it might say. Japan and Corona. 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 Um, yes, yes, that in Japan as of 10:30 on Tuesday, which would have been March 3rd, um, 980 people and stuff, and they doing it by prefecture, but they haven't mentioned my prefecture, but the prefecture I'm in, but it is here. Okay, so let me get back. Let's see. Now, when everyone is in panic mode, what would be the best way to make money at this time? I guess, FX. I was doing that, messed up and lost my money, but it just dropped. So if it was like, I think it was like for US and Japanese yen, it was like at 114 or 15 or 16 or something like that. And it dropped down to like 102 or 101 or something like that. So if while it was dropping, if you had some big bids, you probably should at least make oh no, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Maybe it just depends on how big your bids were and stuff like that. Because pretty much if you had like five for 10, 20, $30 bids, you definitely profited on that. Um, to make money, um, I mean, it's the same things, you know. Let's see. I hope everything over there with all that going on. Yo, what's up, Marcus? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's okay. I'm not really too much worried personally about myself. Um, let's see. Then stocks is going down, so buy, you know, do that. People are still, you know, doing their things. You know, going to. I'm sure people are still going out. Definitely, people are hitting up the love hotels out here. They still making money. Uh, let's see what else. I haven't been to McDonald's for anything like that, so I don't know. But to make money out here, I would say um, just doing the same things. I mean, I mean, unless you want to just go babysit some kids and stuff like that. Um, in a time of panic, other than doing some, I would guess foul stuff. You know, going buying stuff and then selling them on TV or selling them, not on different apps or whatever, tissues and stuff for some profit and stuff. Then um, other than that, just the same thing. But I think stocks would be. I'm not into stocks. I actually right now I can't even afford it anyway. But um, that would be one of the best ways to do it. Just buy stocks now where they're low because I'm sure this is going to be over and then everything's going to fly up. So even Bitcoin is down and stuff like that. So um, that would be like one of the best ways. Other than that, going out and looking for work, no. Selling food or stuff like that, I don't think that's going to get it. Yeah, and other than that, I really wouldn't know. Other than just doing this, the regular things that you do anyway to make money. Let's see. I have family members losing 100K over the stocks crashing. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, but I mean, unless their stock doesn't just disappear like your money would in, what's the thing called? In on FX, on exchanging money and all that stuff, then it'll come back. But the whole thing is I don't know much about stocks, but I would figure once it started going down, just sell, in a way to get down to a lower part and then buy him back. It's like when Bitcoin, same thing that happened to Bitcoin when it was at like $20,000. If the US and the yen were the same, it was like Nihakomayan out here and Nihakomayan. No, no. Need you Hakomayan. Need you Hakomayan. Need you Hakomayan. Hakumayan, Niji Hakumayan. Yeah, maybe Niji Hakumayan. What's up? Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks, new viewer. And when it started going down, a lot of people should have just sold, and then waited until it got down to like 8,000 and bought it back. Then you probably would even had like twice the number of coins and stuff. That's what I would do. I would sell, take a chance, sell, and then, oh, well, 1 Ks. I really don't know. 401s. Okay. Uh, what's up, K Master? Yeah, long time no see. How you been? Yeah, if it's in that stuff, I really don't know too much about those stocks. So basically, I'm guessing that they can't just sell and stuff. So thanks for the thumbs up. So I guess all they can do is just wait and stuff, and hopefully, when this is over, those stocks will recover and things like that. But see, that's why it's always a good thing. You can do the 4Ks and stuff. I think that's what the companies and stuff. I think that's what it is. But you should also do your learn. Just get a couple of books and learn how to invest in yourself. I have a friend, he does it, and he's always popping up these pictures. In the players group, I deleted it because it just too many liars, and I mean just straight liars. And I'm so like, I'm tired because I didn't even want to make it in the first place. It was, Daz, if you guys know him, he the one convinced me to do it because actually I was going to make a social site because back then, about 8, 10 years ago, people were doing their YouTube, and instead of having everybody come on the YouTube, they would make their own personal sites and then have people go over there and then you can sell them stuff. And that's what I was going to do. Because I was watching this one guy and this one sister and this one brother and stuff. So I was pretty much doing what they was doing and stuff. And then this white guy, the Japan channel, dcom.com or something like that, he got a forum. And me and him used to talk a lot. He gave me a lot of ideas and stuff. What's up, third person, 6 people in the house. So yeah, it's best to learn about my hair is cool. I just got this hat on. Tony Styles, what's up? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing? Show live in the house. So it's always good to learn about the finances and stuff, like how you guys, whoever's in my group, Player Scrub group, how I'm always talking about 1 + 1 is 2. You know, they got the memes of me and stuff. But I'm always talking about math. With stocks, it's the same thing. You know, just buy low, wait till it sell high. I mean, get to a certain point and sell out. My friend, he does that. He's making like 6,000, 15,000. One time I seen him like $26,000. I have another friend out in Hawaii who does penny stocks, and he's making like all kinds of money and stuff. And he keeps telling me to get into it, but I haven't jumped into it yet. But what's up, 7th person? If you guys don't mind, give me some thumbs up. So anyway, let me get back to the topic. So when the warfare started, the women started getting money from the government and saying, we'll give you this money, but no guy could be in the house. I specifically remember guys telling their wives or their girlfriends or whomever, you know, hey, on the 1st and the 15th, when a social worker comes, I'll just take my stuff out and get that money, you know, because at that time, all Black men weren't doing well either, or I should say either. And so I distinctively remember doing that, you know, I mean, not doing that, but seeing that and stuff. So a lot of people want to blame the government, but I used to always tell guys, hey, you know, Black men in those days, you know, they were really hard on Black women, you know. What's up, 8th person, 8th viewer? And it was really hard, you know. Even my, well, I can't say that, my family might get upset, but I do know there's some women who had some husbands who were really rough on them and they just stayed. And maybe it was because of the financial hardship that they might endure or things like that. So the Black family in the old days, unless, I mean, even if the man was rich, I mean, you got some Black men who were rich who were just jerks to their Black women. I mean, their Black wives and stuff like that, you know. So the Black woman or the Black family in those days were together because there was no avenue that Black women, of course it applies to everybody else, but Black women could not necessarily get out there and make their own money, you know. And it's like a tradition, just, you know, like in Japan, you know, the wife stays home and the husband works and stuff like that. And then I think it was in 19, actually it was even before I even went to the movies. Not to the movies, my mind's all over the place. Even before I went to the Philippines, I mean the military, I think it was in 1985 or 83 when I was working at this one company called Pioneer Magnetics in Santa Monica. And there was this one, I think it was after, wait, no. Oh yeah, okay, it was after I had got out the Air Force. And so I was like a ticket collector or something, working at some building in Santa Monica, where those tall buildings are in Santa Monica, off of I think off of Sepulveda and stuff over there. And this one sister came with this real nice car, and it was, you know, you could tell she was getting money. I didn't know how or from where. And when she got her money, she was basically, her license plates was like, it wasn't like this, but the message was, I got my own money and I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care about no and this and that, you know. And I was like, whoa, you know, because it was like the first time I actually saw it. And then even before that, after I got the military, I was delivering Chinese food and going to the I think the MGM studios in Culver City or something like that. I forget the name of it. But seeing a lot of black women starting to make their own money, getting their own apartments and stuff like that. They're moving out of the hood. I talked to a few, and but they were all lonely because once they made that money, they get to a higher level, and then they want to try to find guys at their level. But a lot of them couldn't find black men. There were white men at their level, but some of them weren't dating them. So I almost got with one of those women and stuff like that. But you know, I thought I was still married, even though my marriage is like about to fall. But I started seeing this pattern come along, and like I said, and this was like before I went to Hawaii. Then I came here, then YouTube, and then I started making my videos about do you love black men and stuff like that to get brothers to travel before they travel. This is how you go to school. In junior high school, study like this. Go to high school, this is how you study. When you go to university or to your college, you do the same thing. And so then all of a sudden, the smartphones came out. And when the smartphones came out, that was it. It was like God just came and snatched the red carpet from all men worldwide, just deuces all in the air and stuff. And it opened the way for these women to start making their own money. You start getting these black women doing their hair, um, opening up their own publishing companies and stuff, with the magazines and stuff, all kinds of stuff, just open up, this, this, that's it. And I made videos saying that, hey, you guys have to understand that now these women have access to money. They don't need you as a means to support them. They can do it themselves. And it didn't matter where you were in the world, if you had, the internet connection, if you have an idea and then able to make a website or whatever. Because remember WordPress when that first came out, people was all on here, MySpace, people were, blogging and stuff. But yeah, what was that? WordPress, people were blogging, and this was just like this one lady. I think she was a sister, I'm not sure, but I was hearing people were making $40,000, $80,000. I'm not sure if it was a year or a month. Just blogging stories and stuff. So, and I used to blog on MySpace too, and got a few viewers and stuff. But how can I say that? The coming of the smartphone raised women's financial level here. And of course, with that, it's going to be the pride and everything else. But for the men just stayed here. Okay. A lot of men just stayed here. And some men did go up, but a lot of them didn't. And like I said, I mentioned that before in my YouTube videos and stuff. And once a woman started making the money, because you used to watch these videos, I used to see these music videos about, the guys in the rapping and stuff, and then guys would say, "Oh, the women don't want no nice guy; they want thugs and this and that." But it's always have been like that. The women, and it's not like they wanted thugs; they wanted guys that appear to have a good time in their lives and be able to bring that entertainment or those fun times to them. And so the smart guys who didn't know how to talk to women were left out. And then the guys who didn't go to college or who was rapping at that time, or singing or in entertainment, they had all the women because they didn't have to talk to the women. Even though a lot of them did know how, but a lot of women went to them. And I had made this one video, it was really funny. And I was telling these guys who were, thank you, Tony, great point. And but I was telling these guys, listen, these thugs and these rappers, whether they have an education or not, they're doing what you're going to school to do. They're making money. and the women are coming. They just don't have an education. But that doesn't mean that they're stupid. A lot of rappers and singers eventually realize that if they want to maintain that integrity, if they want to maintain their business and stuff, that they need that information, and the only way they get that information is to go to college or go to someone who can teach them how to do it. And I said, you guys who might have the intelligence but don't know how to talk to women, y'all better learn how to talk to women or leave them rappers and those thugs alone, because you don't want them to go to college, get smart, and then they got the intelligence, they got the fun, and they got the money. And you guys just got the intelligence, but you don't have the fun, or you don't have the money. You don't know how to generate that money. And I said, it's going to go like this. You're just going to fall off the chart. And eventually, I'm going to say something like that did happen, but a lot of rappers did start going to school and stuff. I think 50 Cent, even I'm not sure if he's the only one. I'm sure Jay-Z has got, probably sound like he got some education. Too Short, I heard he got like 6 master's degrees or something like that. And so for these guys who were left out, they started going to Brazil, going to different countries and stuff. A lot of guys, even through my videos, they start rushing to Japan and, start traveling the world and stuff. And I'm not saying brothers never traveled the world, but before I made my videos, the only brothers I knew that actually traveled a lot would have been in the military. But after I started making my videos, then I started seeing these guys traveling around and stuff, more and more. And they got to get with these women in these other countries and stuff. I think I forgot that video about Brazil. And so when I saw the video about Brazil, I laughed. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed, and I made my counter video about it and stuff. And I got some views on it. Spoke to a lot of people about it. But basically, I was just saying, the things that those guys wanted a black woman to do, and they went to Brazil to do those things, were kind of like silly. Why would you fly all the way out to Brazil just so you can sit at a table and have a woman bring you a drink? Of course, your girlfriend's not going to bring you a drink in your own house, or in the house. You get up and get your own drink. You know what I'm saying? But out there, it's their job to do it. So, I guess if you say, okay, honey, you give me some drink, I'll pay you. $10. Here's $10 to bring me. So, well, then maybe she'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of guys did tell me, kind of explain a little more to me about their mental processes or processes of thinking and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I can understand. Yeah. And then I gave them some things. Now, I'm not trying to say don't go to Brazil and everything, because going down there does help the economy and stuff like that. But the reasons that you're going down there, I think, was wrong. And I ended up meeting some real cool guys from there. On Facebook or something like that. Then let's see. Women are also drawn to masculinity. They see that as a protection, masculinity testosterone, which is said to be great sex. What do you say? I don't study that stuff. I don't have a problem with my masculinity. I don't have any problem with my sexual drive. I've known women coming to me, if you got most of the stuff, even, when I was in Venice, even I don't know why we never had met up, but I had no problems, going to the beach, me, Red, a few other guys from the hood, we went down, I think I told you the story, and I was 19, I wanted to break my shyness, and I ended up talking to 40 women, the whole day at Venice Beach, not one-on-one, but it was either 2, the most was 7. Most women were, the most number of women I talked to at one time, it was 6, and that was real cool too, because I set everybody up, and I could have got the number, but like I said, I wasn't trying to get numbers and stuff, just talking and stuff, and I think I was still a virgin at the time anyway. And we were talking, all the homies were talking, so I just left them there. Next thing you know, they coming up behind me. But I learned earlier in life how to talk to women. So the testosterones and stuff. I guess if that's what the scientist says is true, I've always understood that being in shape, eating vegetables, fruits, drinking a lot of water, and having a positive attitude or the vibes right, that um, you'll create this vibration. If you're by drinking a lot of water, it'll, for me, it created this odor. Hey, thank you for person five thumbs up. I'm so happy. And I used to have this odor that would come from my body, but it was a sweet odor. And women that would walk by would smell, they would come back and just start sniffing on me like, wow, your natural smell is really sweet and stuff. I swear I don't know where that came from. But I've never had any problems. Oh, Oh, man, you need to put all that information in your quote, be precise. Can't remember. It's funny. I'm not talking about you, okay? But it's funny. I talk to a lot of people, and they'll get mad at me when I want to verify whatever they're saying. And a lot of people, they'll think A to Z, but they only give you A, C, M, and N. And that's it. And they expect you to, I just tell you, no, you only gave me A, C, M, and N, but you just told me from A to, you want to give me A to Z. I don't think that's a problem, because now the geeks are winning because they got that money. And like I said, it's not about the whole thing about the story was, it's not about whether you smart or you a thug. That doesn't matter. The point is, which one of them creates excitement around them? Which one of them creates that one of the party? Who starts the party? Because it doesn't matter. You open up a club, all kinds of people going to come. Okay, and if you're a smart person, you're just sitting there reading books. You know what I'm saying? That's not exciting to people. And you might get a few people who might be interested in the book that you read, but it's not going to attract the women or the quality or the type of women that you want. So my whole point was that the thugs got the women because the thugs were the ones who were creating excitement. And the rappers created excitement, drinking and having fun and going to pool parties and doing all I'm sorry, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So basically that's the difference. And so when the smart guys were always getting upset and saying, "Oh, why you want to be with a thug?" It's not that she want to be with a thug. No one wants to be with a bad person, but everyone wants to be where the fun is, where the action is. So it's like you're going to um, a house party back when we were young, out in wherever hood you go to. You know what I'm saying? You go there as party, but you shouldn't be there. Because if somebody recognizes you, you go to a party in a red hood, 'cause I don't know, I guess in the blood hood, and then you're a crip, but you make around and say, "Cuz," whoa, I did that once, and I think it was in um what was that place called? Oh, what was that city? Not Hawthorne, but okay, I'll get to that right now. What was that one city where I think it's that was it not Carson? Where the fine women were. It wasn't Hawthorne because I remember Hawthorne Mall used to have some nice ones. I'm thinking it was Carson, maybe Carson, I think. But I was dating this one girl from what's this place called? Pomona, Pasadena, and we went to I think a club in Carson uh, or maybe Gardena or something. I'm thinking it was Carson. And it was a really nice club, and I'm walking in, I'm just dancing, just stuff, And I was like, oh, I don't know if I was see dancing to see walking or whatever, but I was like, no, I wasn't doing that. But I had that different style. And they cleared off the phone. I said, oh man, where am I at? And so I asked her, And she said, "Oh, we're in Carson or wherever, blood." I'm like, nah, and I asked her, I was like, "Whoa, I need to chill out." You know, Fox Hills. No, it wasn't Fox Hills. It was out in LA, I'm thinking Carson. No. But I don't know who was over in Fox Hills, but because I always looked at Fox Hills as a white area, neutral area. But but you know, so what it was I don't know why I brought up lost my thing. But anyway, me and her was just having fun. But what I'm saying is, um, oh yeah, so I went over there to have fun, and I wasn't worried about any of the problems that may occur. I just went there just to have fun. But then later on, when she told me the more intricate details of what was going on, I was like, oh, okay. And I left, and me and her left. We didn't left, we just went out in the car and made love and all that stuff. But and I was just surprised nobody didn't follow us out there. But when I was in LA, I really didn't have too many problems no matter where I went. But it was up 7 people, 7 viewers. And so let me get to your question. So you says, how does a quiet nerd type competes with that? Well, I was going to get into that. Coach was saying, yeah, yeah, okay. For black people, me, um, top, you know, um, I guess I could say the names, T Top and all of us. We used to just walk from Venice to Foxfield Mall all the time. You remember that one girl, Betty? Guys used to box in the street. Well, I can't believe that she was so. I thought she was fine though. But uh, yeah, we used to walk to the Foxfield Mall all the time. And then Vincent, I think not Vincent, Victor. Me and Victor, but I heard he passed away. Me and him used to walk over there a lot. Always walking back and forth to Fox Hills Mall and stuff. Yeah, you're right. It is in Culver City. It's in Culver City. I always thought El Segundo, but yeah, Culver City would be better. Yeah, that's true. So we used to always walk over there from Venice and stuff. Me, Bubble Up, and my brother, we walked from I think World on Wheels to Venice one night. Oh my god, that was a crazy walk. But how did this nerd compete with it? Well, again, it was the what you call it, the phones. These guys started making this money, getting on the apps, making what were they doing? It was before the apps. What were they doing? I forgot, but they were making a lot of money programming things, but I forgot exactly what it was. And that when they started making that money, the nerds started making that money, then Silicon Valley, then Venice. They took over Venice because they got that money, and when you got the money, you can just come and buy up everything. So they said, well, fine. We don't have to be the thugs. What we'll do is we'll go get that money because the thugs also, or the rappers and stuff, they were making that money. And so, Revenge of the Nerds, I guess, I don't know if you read it, but it was this article. It was cold. I kind of laughed, but it was cold. Remember, I think I was in 1995. I went to Oakwood Park and I was playing basketball. And it was a while since I've been there and seen some of the homies and stuff. And two guys got into an argument. One dude did something that was kind of crazy. And I said, like, well, y'all degenerates did this. I'm like, y'all need to buy a Venice because y'all living on the coast, and um, all coastal areas of California are rich except for us. Venice was a rich neighborhood. You should, yeah, I'm sure you know that. But except for us, so I said, y'all better start using that money I got and start buying up Venice and stuff. Because if you don't, these white people are going to come down here and they're going to say, we gave y'all decades of chances to make money. Y'all not making no money, and they're going to buy up Venice and kick you out. And bam, that's what happened. So that's the Revenge of the Nerds. And in the newspaper, it says how money got rid of the Venice Shoreline Crips and Santa Monica Crips. I read it, and it was almost what I said. They just went in there and bought up things, and if you didn't have no money, you couldn't stay, and you had to go. And I thought that was weird. I wish I could find an article, but yeah, that's how the nerds get their revenge. They just get out there, do what they do to get their money, and of course, if they're white, they gonna have to find white women. If they, yeah, Yeah, and that's what I told him. I told him in 1995. I said, man, yeah, I better buy up Venice because these white people gonna come in and take it. Because the whole time I was there, I was talking about education. Of course, I was preaching and stuff. And then one time I went there and I was telling them they need to study. And one guy said, well, show us. And I said, okay, I can. And, well, it started math, but it's really easy. And then one guy said he wanted me to be the leader. Well, I got to thinking about that. I'm like thinking about how it was in Venice, and I'm like, nah, because I know too well that when you get one black person coming into a whole neighborhood, trying to increase the whole neighborhood without, um, you have the power, right? You have this vessel, and as long as you have this vessel, your people look up to you. But for me, I didn't want to hold the vessel. I wanted to break it up and then give everybody else a piece of, like say, if you cut off the snake um, head, then you can kill the whole body. But I was thinking about, well, you know, turn people into pollen, because you can get so much pollen away, but the other pollen is still going to be able to do the job. And so I told him no. I said I can't. And the reason I was doing it, I said that because I just figured that, somebody's going to get jealous and stuff. But I told him what I wanted to teach them was easy, but I didn't have a chance. I don't know what happened. I didn't have a chance, or maybe I no, it was in 1995. It was 1993, I think it was, when I got divorced. And what happened? Some things happened that I had to fly out to Hawaii, and I can tell you that story when we talking. But anyway, the nerds got their revenge. It wasn't a revenge. The nerds, well, I mean, yeah, with the thugs, they got their revenge by buying up the thugs' properties. But as far as the rappers and stuff, what they did was they created a way to get that money because they understood that it wasn't those guys understood that it wasn't being a banger. It wasn't about being a rapper or anything like that. It was about how to create that atmosphere, that party, so that women can come and people can enjoy themselves. And I mean, I talked to my some of my friends who go around, like this one guy, Ghana out here. He goes around the world DJing. I have another friend. He's Marcus. He's up in Belgium or something like that, and he's an MC, and they send pictures of these clubs they go to all over the world. They got like hundreds or thousands of people, and they're just standing there, and they just, I mean, I was like, wow. So that was the revenge of the nerds. The nerds simply took a means and turned it into some money, and then you see these white dudes, driving around these nice cars, got these women, and even like on YouTube you see a lot of nerds, that one nerd that raps and stuff. I don't know what his I'm sure, I guess he's making money. I don't know what his status is with women and stuff. But the fact is not that, it's just to be able to have the women around you and stuff. So uh, so that's what happened. But as technology came along, technology made it possible where anyone who just took the time to learn to make a web page or do something different can make money. And I remember this one girl, I forgot her name, 17 or 16 years old. And you remember when people were making those, what are those things called? Just designs, to make a design to put on a shirt or anything. And these people were like just making all these designs. And this one girl, she did that, because her and her mom was lived in a one room apartment, I guess. And she borrowed $8 from her mom to buy a domain name or something, like a host or whatever. I forgot exactly. And she started doing it. And so she just sent some design to someone or asked somebody something or whatever. And the person realized that she was young, and they called her and said, why you want to do this, whatever. And the dude said, all right. Next thing you know, she made $1 million. And I forgot what that was. I think that was starting when Facebook was new. And and then these kids started making money. I mean, if you go on the internet, you'll see these kids 15, 16 years old, they're millionaires. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they ain't got women and stuff. But the fact is that the technology was uh, a means where the nerds can make that money, and then they would be able to attract their women, or the women that be able to attract women. Excuse me. They were able to attract women and stuff. So then something else happened. Uh, as guys started going and traveling across the world, and I watched some videos, some guys called me and stuff. It was this one guy, I think he was in Spain, and I think the name of the video was Octagon or something like that. And he was talking about how he took 8 women home, and which is cool and everything. And but it was, I think he wasn't giving the wrong message. There was nothing wrong with what he said, but I just brought another view, and to the point which a lot of guys don't. Um, how can I say? A lot of guys don't take into consideration. And I had a just talk with a friend here. He's doing some really good stuff out here too. And the point is, he's out there in Spain with these 8. He see these 8 beautiful women in his house doing whatever, whether he's telling the truth or not. And I said, yeah, but it's cool that you're doing that. But have you ever wondered to think, why is it that those 8 beautiful women were with you and not with any handsome men? Because I know there are uh, taller, more muscular, handsome white men than him. And you have to stop and ask yourself, why are they with me? You know, and the point is because my answer was, well, have you ever thought about that? Maybe because those men know they women, just like a black man know a black woman. You know, and um, why aren't black men dating black women? Because they're not satisfied with their women. Why do white men date more Asian women? Because they not satisfied with their women. Why these Japanese men out here not messing with these beautiful women out here? It's because they know they women. And when you know the woman in your neighborhood, you will leave them alone, or you tend to be very um, cautious and stuff with dating with them. So I told him, I said, I don't think they're dating you because, well, I said, you might want to think of, I think I said it, and then hopefully I said it in a nice way. I said, I think the reason that you're dating them and they're able to have fun is because they know you don't know anything about them. Not that you care or anything, but you don't know anything about them. But if you did, then what would you date? Because like when I talk to a lot of brothers out here and white guys out here, especially brothers, and they get dogged out by the Japanese wives, and I'll look at them and I'll ask them this one simple question. It's funny. The reply is always a laugh. It's always a laugh first. 6 people in the house, thank you. And they would say, my question was, okay, they'll come to me, Ralph, my wife, they doing this. She doing, I don't understand my girlfriend, blah, blah. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, like, what do you think I should do? And I'm like, well, I mean, why don't you just leave? If you married, you're not, no kids, divorce her. You can go down to you guys don't know, you can go down to the city hall. You don't need your wife's signature, or nothing. You can divorce her by yourself. She can do that the same to you. And it's this other thing I want to say. I don't know if it's good to say it or not. Uh, I don't know. I'll think about it. But I think I've mentioned it before. But anyway, they complain about their Japanese wives, and I'll ask them. I said, now listen, if you were dating a white woman or a black woman, if it's a white guy, I say white woman. If it's a black guy, I say black woman. And your woman, the sister, you date a sister, or you married to a sister, whatever, if a sister in the States was doing the same thing your girlfriend is doing to you now, would you date her? Would you stay with her? And they just start laughing. They would start laughing. Even I asked a brother today, hey, what's up, seventh viewer? he just started laughing, and he's like, "Well, I don't know." I'm like, "Man, come on, man, get the fuck out of here." I know your ass would say no. You would break up with her immediately. And he said, "Oh, that's true." I said, "Well, if you would do that to your own women, then why don't you do it to these Japanese women or these other women? You're not obligated to stay with them, you know." So I don't understand. You wouldn't dare go through this with a black woman. And to me, it's kind of like an insult. But you'll do it with these other women of other cultures. And I mean, it's cool and everything, but and they just says, wouldn't. But I'm like, well, you already got the answer. She's doing you wrong. You're doing her. She's doing you wrong. You're not happy, and you want something to change. But if she was a black woman, you would leave her. But you're not going to leave her because she's not a black woman. And I don't understand. So I ain't really got nothing to say to you as far as help because you already know the answer. Just do to them what you would do to a sister. And some guys try to make excuses. I'm like, man, I mean, you know, what can I say? Thank you. Hey, Hanks, what can I say? And some guys kind of get mad and stuff, but I'm like, whatever. I mean, because the whole thing about Japan, the women in Japan, that I haven't seen in any other women, especially in Asia, is they have this way of making you feel special at the same time they're just sucking it to you. And if you're one of those guys who come out here who dream to be with a Japanese woman, you just happen to get one, like that your whole life dream is real, is happening, and some guys are going to fight through the whatever it is to keep their realization. And I come along and I'm like, but I kind of do feel bad because I'm sure if I wouldn't have made my videos, a lot of guys who are in Japan right now would not be here. A lot would not be here and would not, and sometimes I kind of feel bad about it, but it's not my fault because I did tell guys, come to Japan, I'm saying junior high school, this is what you do to graduate. Then when you go to college, you do the same thing. And then travel the world, get your passport, travel the world, take pictures. If you come to Japan, take pictures of everything, bring business card, talk to everybody because you don't know who's a millionaire, billionaire by the way they dress. Don't worry about if they're not speaking English because if they're interested in you, they will manage to speak some English to you. And a lot of people out here do speak English very well. And you look around, see the piece, you look at the mom and pop stores, and then and then trade a lot of business contacts and stuff. Then go home. People didn't catch that. Go home. Go home and change your community. And then I also made some videos saying, yeah, but when you go home and change the community, you got to talk to the drug dealers. You got to talk to them because they ain't about to just let you come in and mess up their income and stuff, whatever. So you got to talk to them, and to see how you can work it out, to make it better for everyone and stuff like that. But no, guys come out here and they stay. Let's see, this is gospel. So often we put non-black women on pedestal when at the end of the day, there are still women. The same problem will always come up in a culture, just show it differently. Yeah, that's exactly true, and what's really interesting about the whole thing and what you said is at the end of the day, there's still women, but there's one other part to it. And there's one other people too, one other point to it is that the women I always say in my videos, I do not, man, I don't care, do what you want, but when I tell people to travel, when I talk about Japan, I talk about the Japanese women. One thing I say is yes, yes, that's true. The concept of community. Now I'll get back to that too. I tell guys this: I do not advocate intercultural relationship. If you ask me what kind of woman I think you should marry, I think then I'm going to tell you just marry someone like your mom. If she's black, then you marry a black woman. If she's mixed with 20 different whatever, then those are the choices of the women you can be with. I am not I do not do that. Now I have made videos where I said if you're a black man and you're older or whatever, and you know you don't want any kids and you just want to try something new, and maybe you're tired of your own women, come to Japan. There are a lot of women who are out here who are single. Some beautiful women, beautiful. Oh my God. I mean, I'm not lying, man. I mean, because women out here, they got the white feature, but there are a lot of them who are black. I mean, you can tell they black. You look at the history, they black. And black doesn't necessarily mean they're from Nigeria or they're from Ghana or they're from the United States or whatever. It's just their DNA and stuff. But there are some beautiful women out here that are single with kids, just knocked down beautiful. I've seen some. Me and what's his name? Brian Boundless. What's his name? Ryan Boundless. So he always calls me. He used to call me a lot before he left the country and wanted to go out and pick up women. But every time we meet up, he just wanted to talk some educational stuff. I think psychological psychology stuff. So we were sitting in front of the Umeda station, the Osaka station in Umeda, and this one Japanese girl walked by. She did one piece, just fitting her body. She was just so beautiful, and I looked, and she was carrying these heavy packages. Man, I almost left Ryan, just to help her carry her packages. I don't care where she went; she was just that beautiful. I was like, wow, And so I made some videos saying, if you guys are tired of your states, then come to Japan and help these single moms. Because all they need is a man in a house. And you get a job, whatever, and they'll get out there. And I mean, and the beauty about Japanese women is once you show them a way, they get on it. But so that's the only thing I did. But I didn't do it to advocate love or anything. Just to help them. And of course I can say the same thing. Go out and find a single woman in a black hood too. But we got our problems. You could probably go out and find a white woman too. But I'm just saying, if you just want to be in Asia or want to come to Japan, then that's something you can do. Let me get back to the concept of community. Yeah, for me, I've always been wanting to increase the intellectual foundations, of just condition me already, please. What's up? What's up? this guy here conditioning. Y'all need to hear his story. I'm trying to convince him to do some interviews with me because he has one of of all of my videos, I talk about a lot of videos. What happened to him was like all of my videos just pushed into one body, but he doesn't want to share, but it's cool. But anyway, the concept of community, yeah. I've always, like, I was in, when I started going to, what's that thing called? When I started going to college, I remember asking one of the sisters who was in the same building I lived in, and I was like, "Hey, you're going to college? Oh, here, I'll pay," because it was really cheap, like $5 credit, and I had somebody, so I never really worried about that. I always wanted to start some study groups in Venice, math groups in Venice, and stuff like that. But because I didn't think I was popular in Venice at all, and so it never really came out. But as I got older and started making these videos, and I started talking to other people, and actually I had I kind of found out that a lot of people did think positive of me, and which was real cool. But I never fought in Venice. I had to take a few punches, just to maintain the peace and stuff. But that was cool. But that wasn't in Venice City. I was at the beach. I mean, it wasn't in the neighborhood. It was at the beach, so it was all cool. But yeah, the concept of community is something that a lot of us really don't understand. And the community is you. You are the community, the people who are there. And it's, how can I say it? when you are in your neighborhood, even though you have problems. Because, like, I remember I was at Venice Beach and I got into a confrontation and I had got socked. But the only reason I didn't mind getting socked was because I didn't want to fight because it would have escalated something into something that would have been more than what it was. So then I just took the punch and I'm like, I was so angry and stuff, you know. But I didn't just take the punch, you know. I took the punch and lifted the guy and shook him a little bit, and then he fell and hit the ground, you know. So I felt that was good enough, you know. But everything got cleared up real quick and stuff. But the for me when I was in Venice, I really looked at people and saw the positiveness in it. It was different from living in Detroit because nobody in Venice actually came and just started bothering me for no reason. And even in Inglewood, I had some fights and stuff there too. And I will confess, this one brother, he lived down the street and he came down. I don't know why he did that, but we standing on the street and dude just punched me right in the eye, you know. And it didn't hurt anything, but I looked at him and inside I cried. And I was like, this guy don't know that I could just whop, just snap his neck just like that, or hit him and hurt him. And I don't enjoy hurting black people, you know, and that's why, you know. So then my mom told my brother to come out because they didn't see the beginning. And so I was gonna tell my brother to stay in, but my mom, you know, if you contradict what she said, that's gonna be, you know, I might as well. I'd be better off having 10 guys jumping on me than having her jump on me. And so somehow we end up in somebody's yard. And I didn't want to hit this guy, so I just bit him on the leg. I don't know how hard I bit him, but and then my brother hit him. But I bit this guy and I felt really bad. But I felt, you know, it would be better to bite him and take all the humiliation on myself, you know, instead of hurting him because I could have punched him and probably I know because I was working out, you know, and you know I had muscles, but people tend to, I guess, because I was black, maybe they couldn't see them or whatever, you know. And I was in the ninth grade, 10th grade, going to Morningside High School, and I could have easily just clocked him, and I know I would have hurt him, but I said, no, I can't do that. You know, it's just not in me to do that. You know, and I'm not saying that um, because one guy I did have a fight with, but he wasn't on the neighbor in the same block. Because I don't like fighting people in the same neighborhood. He was on that block, and somebody threw a rock over the building, and they blamed it on me. I didn't do it, and then he swung, and I missed him. Blah blah blah, and then that was it. You know, he went on home and stuff. You know, but the community that we have, and I was telling some guys this too, and that's why I told the guys in Venice to buy it up because what's going to happen is other people are going to start moving in. And like a lot of people always talk bad about gangs and stuff, you know. But I told somebody, and I had this conversation the other day. I said, what gangs are for is they're the ones who maintain the security of your neighborhoods. And, you know, we had a little discussion. Like some people disagreed with me. But I said, the reason that they're good is because if you don't have security in your neighborhoods, then somebody else from a neighborhood will come in and abuse the people there, you know, and they're going to touch some of your loved ones and stuff. And so his brothers started going to jail and stuff. Then you had different people from different cultures starting to move in. When I went to Detroit 2 years ago, it looked like, I mean, you know, those videos that you see, what's those, Platoon and Heavy Metal Jacket and stuff, and you flying, you look at that, it looked like that. I just wanted to cry. I was like, wow, you know, what happened? My cousin, you know, he told me a few things and stuff, and I was like, wow. But um, the concept of community is that you guys have to understand that you're all there and you have the same goal, you know, and his goal is to survive. I mean, it's to survive the best you can and move up, you know. And a lot of people, some people move up, but it's just not about you. And that's why it was really interesting though. Um, I was talking to some people, and I think maybe I was in Venice. I was talking to people, but I can't remember. So mm, Yeah, I think I was, or some people in some other neighborhoods. But I said, you guys have to understand that y'all are not fighting over your hood as far as property. You're only trying to, what you guys are fighting over is maintaining some pride that's in your head, you know. And those guys got upset at me. Let's see. Carlos Garnett, African American people don't have community. They just got stuck in a place that poor people live. I guess are you African American? I don't know. We do have a community. The community is not the land, and that's what I was going to get into. Too. The community is not the land or the house. The community is a psychological, a mental community. How you think psychologically, your religion, your education, thinking, all of that stuff. That's the community because um, when like the people that's coming up from the South America up to America, what are they bringing? Are they bringing their community with them as far as the homes and stuff? No, they're bringing that mental, the different mental facilities, I guess, psychology, the doctors, the skills, professional skills, and unskilled people and everything, and they find a place where they can settle in the United States, and then they just use that same mental or the whatever skills, whatever. I forgot what's the good word to use. Oh, mm, the mental processes or processes, or however you want to say it. And they just start building again with what they got. And I used to tell a lot of guys too. I said, uh, I guess when so all this stuff must have happened from the time I was in Venice till 1993, but vacancy minus from the 3 years I was in minus 3 years I was in the Philippines. And yeah, it had hit me because when I went to Cleveland, I mean not to Cleveland, when I went to Thailand, I've been there like 20 times for businesses and stuff, for business. And you would see the craft these guys are doing and the stuff that they make sells for like cheap, but they're being imported to the States. And I mean, the profit is crazy. Even when I was doing jewelry, I would have sometimes 1,000%, I wouldn't say 10,000% profit, but definitely 1,000% profit on just, this small thing. So it was just really incredible. And I was saying, like, wow, if these guys were able to go to the United States and work legally and stuff, they would be rich in a quick. They would be rich. And then the brothers would get upset. So that's all I was saying. The reason why foreign people go to the United States and get rich, yeah, of course the government help them, but a lot of them have skills, and that's one thing that we lack. I wouldn't say we lack it, but it's not. How can I say that? It's not just you just look around and every other house you have a doctor, and the other house you're a lawyer, and this and that in the hood. It's not like that, you know. And um, so when I was talking to them brothers, you know, I was telling them, you guys are not fighting over the land. I mean, your community is not the land. Your community is all the people in this land. Because once you break up that unity or that community of the people, and based mentally, then you're going to be able to move them off the land. It's like slavery, I guess, would happen, to Africans and stuff. That got went to different parts of the world and stuff via slavery and stuff. And so I said, and one dude, he actually got mad at me. And do you believe people are lacking in coping skills? Coping skills. Okay, let me get to that. I'm giving about a couple of minutes. I'll be finished. So when I told the dude that, he got mad, and I said, listen, just like what I said about the Venice thing, these police can come and, I mean, it's like you'll fight a rival gang and you'll call them all that stuff. A white cop will come over here tell y'all with your guns to put them down, turn over, and put your hands behind the back in your backs so he can handcuff you and take you off to jail. And you guys will not resist. You'll just do it automatically. And one dude said, "No." I said, "Man, come on. You are not gonna. You are not gonna get shot. You're not even gonna take the chance. You're doing all that tough talk, but some white cop come with a badge, tell you y'all blah blah blah, turn y'all blah 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 around, put your boom 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 hands behind your back. Y'all gonna yes sir, boom, and you're gonna do it." And a couple of them started laughing. I said, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny because these white people are really starting to get tired of these white grown men are really getting tired of having to go to these black and I guess first time ever using this term. I'm not even going to use it. These black and other people of color's neighborhoods where grown men are there and they have to take care of these grown men's kids and they're going to get tired. That's why they probably throwing them in jail and doing. I'm not saying these, there's some bad people and stuff, but if you can't take care of your own children in your own neighborhood, and you got to call a white man to come over there to help you manage your kids when he got his own kids to mess with, that's not cool, man. And I said, all they're gonna do is come over here, and they're gonna round you guys up and toss you in jail, and you're gonna go willingly, because they're gonna say if you don't go, this is gonna happen, and you're gonna go willingly, and then your women are gonna be here by themselves, so others guys gonna move in and whatever. So so it's the community. What do you want to do? They're not gonna come over and take your house from you. They're not gonna take your car from you. They're not gonna take your bed from you. They ain't gonna take your shoes, your whatever from you. They're gonna take you. And then as you black men start disappearing, then other men are going to come in and take over because you're not there to keep them out. And that's it. And so to me, the concept of community is not about, I mean, that's just my personal thing. It's not about how much you own or how much you don't own. It's about how you or however many black men, black women, and children, how you guys all work together in one accord to be able to um, build resources and protect what you have. And it's like Greenwood, the Tulsa thing. And a lot of people say what they want to say. I luckily I got a chance to read a lot of the things that were on YouTube. I mean, not on YouTube, but on the internet before it started getting changed and stuff. And basically, from what I read, he was saying like these brothers were drinking, and they went to stop the white people from, want to hang this one brother who was messing with a white person. But what I didn't, but then it said that the black people in Greenwood, the young black men in Greenwood, always went to the courthouse to help the sheriff to stop him. Okay, all right, Marcus, take care. Yeah, I really need to make one every night though. You have fun, all right. And I said, it said that those black men or those young men always went to help stop the white mob from hanging somebody. And they said before the black person, they went up to stop them from hanging a white person. And I don't hear that, but I did read that, And a lot of people always got upset and they were like, oh, the white people did this and they started. But, just when you read about how Greenwood was, they were here. New York Star Change was here. The other white people that was next to them were here when it came to, I guess, knowledge, wealth, and everything. Because if you got the knowledge and the wealth and everything, you will be here and not here. So to go from wherever they started from to get to here, it didn't happen in one day. It didn't happen in 1 year. I mean, like they have shades. Well, how long is it going to take them to make a shade? Where are they going to get the raw material? Because if they went to the white neighborhood to get the raw material, then the white people should have had the same kind of community, But as far as we can, from basic going, what what I read, I guess the white community was poor, and they had these cars, they had these private jets and thing. They had all this money in their house. I mean, one guy, if you know, I think he had like 150,000, what we would call now 150,000, just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And these days, times that wouldn't happen. They had all this stuff they were going. They even had white women in those homes and stuff, and I'm sure they had a lot of white people working for them up in those neighborhoods too. I'm almost positively sure, you know. And then the war started because of these brothers. The sheriff told them, leave, don't come back. If I need you, I'll call you. So that means the sheriff they've already had that relationship, that communication, where if the sheriff, evidently, I guess he was white, needed to want to stop the mob, that he would call the black people to help him stop the mob. And it's happened before. And of course, all this stuff happened and stuff. But I try to tell people, just look at it. Look at it. If these white people really hated black people the way we're saying it, Greenwood would have never existed. It would have never existed. Not none of white people like, what are them black people up there doing with all that money? I wonder what money is for. Wow, look at those doctors, and they got those weird things around their necks and sticking in their ears and stuff. Yeah, Bobby G and whatever. Yeah, I wonder what they doing, huh? No, they weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, they knew what was going on, but you know, they looked at them people build that stuff, and some white people like, man, I ain't about to study like that. Just like black people. Like, come on, man, I can show you, man. Man, I hate math, man. Forget that, man. Man, I'd rather be out, hanging on the corner with my homies drinking the 8 ball than to be studying math, man. Man, you want to talk, how do you say that? If you ask, hey, what's up? 7 people, 7 views. It's like, I made this statement. I don't know if I made it or not, but I'm not sure. But I like to say, if you ask a black child to study math, he'll cry. If you ask a black man to study math, he'll shoot you. And it's kind of messed up because our ancestors created mathematics, but their descendants hate it. But that's only because people don't understand us. So eight people, 8 thumbs up. So to get back to the community thing, I told these guys, I said, hey, they're going to come through and they can take you away and sell those homes and knock them down to do what they want. Now, they ain't not going to do that. And I'll tell you, in Venice, they did it. One friend told me that happened. Man, I was in the Philippines. One dude started I was like, oh my God. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I was sad because it would happen, but it was just like, I was just talking about that. Just telling them dudes that, and it was kind of messed up, but things happen. But the concept of community is not about your house. It never was about the house. And I think that's where a lot of black people don't understand. It's not about Greenwood and the money they made. They were winning the war. They lost because they ran out of ammunition. Now think about this. If those white people were such a threat to those black people would have never, ever would have been allowed to get that kind of wealth, period. And then if those black people had that fear of white people that people are projecting that they have, and I'm not saying that other black people didn't, but I'm just saying then why wouldn't they stock up on ammunition? The thing that black people need to understand is money does not maintain your freedom. It doesn't. It's power. Power. Sorry, I'm keep doing it for my lips because I need to drink some water. I'm trying to adjust the moisturizer, the water saliva in my body. Sorry. I need to get some water though, but I have to go all the way downstairs, so I'll try to chill on it. But it's not the money, it's the power. Do you have the defense to protect your the assets? And so when there was fighting, they lost the war because they ran out of ammunition. And I was like, wow, you know, it's not about, so brothers running around trying to get this money and trying to do this. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's how can you protect what you have? How can you protect it? So hey, what's up? Oh, Alaskan whiskey. What's happening? What's happening? Just tear just running off at the mouth and stuff. So the concept of community is not the land. It's not the whatever. It's like Japanese people move to America, they got their community. Chinese people move to America, they got their community. Black people move to Japan, and we have no community. Power is more important. Well, how do you get power? You can't get power without knowledge. How do you get knowledge? You can't get knowledge without that comprehension. And how do you get that comprehension? Well, you can't get that comprehension if you don't understand vocabulary. It's all about vocabulary. Vocabulary is the magic key to anything you want to do. I told my son that when he was in the 7th grade. I told him that when he started going to college and he graduated 3.93 GPA. And he was like, what are we going to do? I said, it's your vocabulary. If you read a book on thermonuclear physical, thermonuclear quantum physics, and it's 14,000 pages, and you understood every word in that book, what part of that book would you not understand? He said, well, there would be no part that I wouldn't understand. I said, bingo. You go to college, you get that vocabulary, and you'll be fine. And he went there, graduated 3.93 GPA, and he called me and said, Dad, you were right. And I said, right about what? Of course, I knew what he was talking about. But, you got to let your kids shine, right? You got to let your homies shine, right? So I said, what are you talking about? He said, vocabulary. That was it. Vocabulary. I got 3. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, good, good. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. Power is more important, but power has its predecessor, or the one that comes before it or whatever, and it's called knowledge. And if you don't have that knowledge, I don't care what you want to do. You ain't gonna do anything without the know-how, without that knowledge. So, but you're right. If you want to say power is more important, then that's true. But for me, I think it has to be the knowledge because yeah, I think it's the knowledge. Okay, so the Carlos Garnet. Okay, the fact that you have to explain this to African Americans just proves the point that I am saying. Actually, I'm not. I don't. Proves the point of what I. Okay, I'm not sure. If you, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I think you saying power is more important, but what do you mean by power? Because the last time I remember in the States, Black people were always saying was knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I mean, knowledge is vocabulary. And the reason, okay, now, if you want to say that, it's fine. I am not here to argue with you, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but, they always say knowledge is power. Okay, knowledge is more empowered. It's more important, but you didn't say what is more important then. But knowledge is power. What is knowledge is vocabulary. The reason I say vocabulary is because when people say knowledge is power, then people are like, well, what knowledge, whatever. But I break it down and say it's about the vocabulary, because if you're sitting in a deli and you got some people next to you, you and your homie, and they talking about investments and stuff, and they're using all the jargon and stuff with that, the investment terminology, you understand, but your friend doesn't understand. And they'll say they're going to put $50,000, and you go put that $50,000 in, and 6 months later you got $1 million. And then your friend say, "Well, how'd you get that $1 million?" And you're like, "Oh, well, I was listening to those. You heard those two guys next to us talking, right?" He said, "Yeah, I heard them." I said, "Yeah." So they were talking about stocks and everything. So I was listening to them while I was listening to you. He said, "Well, I didn't understand what they were saying." Then you look at your friend, you're like, "Huh? What do you mean you didn't understand?" "I don't know all that junk and that white man's language and blah blah blah." So you could have been sitting there. You got the the vocabulary. The vocabulary was the power. It gave you that access to go to be able to get into their conversation. That's why I tell people learn vocabulary because of vocabulary. Vocabulary, if you have a deep understand or big range of what is that stuff called vocabulary or whatever, any conversation that you're in, it invites you. It don't care if you blue, purple, green, whatever. If you understand the vocabulary, you're gonna get that information and you'll say, well, wow, I thought you understood what they were saying. Because when you hang around with your friends, you're not gonna say, yo, man, how's your vocabulary? Is it okay if I can say this word? Or you say a word, man, do you understand what this means? No. What's happening, what's happening, what's happening? KZ5 alive, just out here just talking and stuff. So yeah, so you're saying power is more important, but no, when I talk to a lot of people, power is more important, but it's vague because I don't understand what you mean by power. Yeah, okay. So then all I was just talking about was the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge would be the first step. Knowledge would be the foundation, you know. And yeah, because the knowledge is just vocabulary. Because if you don't, you get the vocabulary you get the vocabulary, and then you still need the vocabulary to understand the resources to find this gold, this nugget, and be able to test it. Find out that it's gold and its weight and how is it, what is it used for, or you discover hydrogen and then you're able to weigh it, however they weigh it and stuff, and then find out what uses it's for in science and whatever technology and all of that stuff. Then you have to create your own vocabulary because it's all about vocabulary. Then when you get your defense and all of that stuff, okay, then you got to on the resources that you got. Well, do you know how to um here? So this is an iPod, one of those things. Do you know how to make it this screen light in there? Do you understand, not you personally, but anybody understand what are these black things for? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that when you put it in your ear, go boom, all this stuff? Are you able to do that? I was talking to some friends and we were in a club and a lot of people I talk to, they think I'm stupid, I guess, because I'm black and all this stuff. But one of my friends, he's talking to me, but everybody think I'm stupid. So I had this we call them pet bottles, but it's a plastic bottle and it has some this ink, right? And so we're talking, they like trying to talk like I'm dumb, because we're always talking about the same thing with these guys, us getting these conversations, which I don't really like it into because I rather talk about other things. And so they're all talking to green stuff and then trying to make me look stupid. And I said, look at this plastic. I said, do you guys even know how to make this plastic bag? Do you even know where you can get the resources? Do you even know how to build a ship to go to wherever the resources is and to ship it back to you? And I said, think about this ink. Do you guys know how to put this ink on this bag? They're like, no. I said, so what's the ink made of? Well, I don't know. I said, okay, well, how did they develop the ink? I don't know. And I said, but when you have to develop the ink, you have to be an engineer to create the machine to even be able to print that. I said, can you do that? No. I said, just think about it. Why is it that this ink on this plastic bag is still there after all these years, after 1 minute? Can you even do it? Look how perfect it is. Can you even draw like that? Can you even, whatever? Can you do anything about this? Do you know why even they call it a plastic bag? And they started laughing. And I said, okay, so you guys sitting here talking all this black this and black that, and you can't even, you don't even know how to make that ink. And I said, you don't even know how to make the ink. Don't even talk about fighting a war with a white man or anything, because you don't have a jet. You don't know how to make the tire. You don't even know how to where to get the fuel from and how to even make the fuel. Matter of fact, the fuel could be sitting in Africa right now, but you can't build no boat to go over there and get it. And you got to claim your crew. Then you got to do this and you got to do that. Listen, you guys are like at the bottom of the lowest part of a valley, and then you trying to tell the people at the valley about the information that's on the mountain, and you don't even know what's on the mountain. I mean, you can tell, you can see what's on the mountain, but you can't describe how it was built. Well, we got to get there. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? Well, blah blah blah, and it was just so weird. I was like, man, listen, you guys, listen. It's all about vocabulary. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have the vocabulary, that's it. It's like a baby trying to talk to you. That baby don't understand English. You can wah, 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 all you want. He'll cry. You give him a bottle, still crying. Why don't you take the bottle? I'm giving you a bottle. But you checking the diaper, everything. It could be store stomach, be a toy, whatever. So to me, I'm just saying that it's vocabulary. When you have vocabulary and you understand it, or you're able to, because what is vocabulary? Vocabulary is just a mean to um, take whatever is in your mind that you're thinking and be able to transfer it to another person. And that's it, whether it's by voice, whatever language, or by writing, or or whatever. So I just try to keep it as simple as power. But you're saying power is more important. The crazy thing is, African people have the people but don't appreciate them, so they leave. Ooh, the crazy thing is, African Americans have. Where are you from anyway? Um, African have the people but don't appreciate them, so they leave. The crazy thing is that African Americans have the people, but I don't understand what you mean. Sorry. So anyway, that's my whole thing. But yeah, community is not about the property or anything. It's about this. And so when English people came to the United States, the French came. I think the English was the last ones, maybe other major powers. French, I think Spanish came first, and then French and all this stuff. And what did they bring? Did they come to the United States and start a new concept? No, they came. I mean, when they came to our Western Hemisphere, what did they do? Did they start over? No, they brought their community via their mental capacities or facilities and built the same thing here. So the community is never the structures or anything like that. The community is here, and that's why it's always important. They say you can always take the in out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the in, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because when I left Venice and went to Hawaii, I forgot everything about Venice. A lot of stuff. Detroit, you can forget it. It was gone. Inglewood, a lot of people's names, I just totally forgot. When I went to Hawaii, I mean not Hawaii. When I came to Japan, I forgot birthdays. I forgot people. I forgot all kinds of stuff. I don't know what I was tripping off of, and it was like, okay. So, but I came here and I saw something different. How am I going to react? How is it that I avoided all this stuff that these guys go through? It's because I came over here and I just acted like I was in LA. I didn't do any wild stuff, because a lot of people come over here and do some wild stuff because it's so much freedom over here. And a lot of people really don't understand that concept of freedom. And the best way to describe freedom is when you get bored. When you get bored, that means you got too much time. You got too much time, that means you're free. I mean, they have. Okay, what do you mean? Who are you? African American? They have the people who have the skills, talent, and knowledge to create those products, but the African American community do not value or respect these people, so they leave. They leave. Where are they going? Um, hmm. I think the problem in America is that ah okay, now I understand what you're saying. So basically, the smart people in the African neighborhoods, when they get okay, and they're the ones who leave. Okay, they leave the neighborhood. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right about that. I think the reason that is because during segregation, it's like in Japan. You have one block that's nice. It was perfect. I think I was in off of La Cienega. I think it was Playboy's Hood and stuff for those who live in LA, but I think it was off of La Cienega in some place over there. And I was delivering pizza. So I had to go through a white neighborhood to get to that neighborhood. The white neighborhood, no bars, nothing on the window, just a little bitty, teeny tiny saying some kind of security. Their houses didn't get broken into anything. Then soon as I crossed the street into the black neighborhoods, man, it looked like everybody was in it, like on what was that called? Home, when they put you on probation, home something. Well, that's because your communication was a little different. I don't yeah, okay. Okay, because that's why I asked, please explain, because I wasn't understanding what you were saying. But when I crossed that street and got to the black neighborhood, man, it was like people were on like, what's that when they make you stay in the house? The home something, home something. What is that thing called when they let you out of jail and you had to be at home? I forgot. And it was just gates, and I was like, oh wow. I looked across, and I had to go back through it, and I'm like, it was like day and night. So the thing is when you in the black neighborhood, that's like when you go to Baldwin Hills, right? And you go to the jungle, and then you got up on the hills, you got all those rich people, $1 million home. Then you come down to the bottom, and this is the poor people. I guess I don't know if they are poor, but I mean basically something like that. And these black people who are rich and everything, like most people who are successful, um, they tend to want to be isolated in a place where only people like them are. And of course, that's history. I mean, even in Africa, I'm sure the pharaohs live nice. The kings of Africa live nice, and then you got their servants, and there was a lot of bummy people there too, and they didn't live there. It's like in Japan, you have a castle, and then the people in the castle look nice, and within that grounds, everything was nice. But then once you get outside, I mean, it was just like whatever. So I don't think it was a. I mean, I think people did appreciate them because because as you know, they're saying like when the successful black people left the neighborhood, then the neighborhood went down. So when the knowledge left, then the kids didn't have anything to look up to, so they had to fend for themselves. And so I don't think it was about the community or the poor people not appreciating the rich people, because even when I was watching this documentary about well, I won't say that, but how you watch videos or something or TV and you see the rich people running down, I mean, driving nice cars, and the poor kids running down after them and stuff. So I think they were appreciative. Of course, there were some jealous other thoughts. I mean, like, let's say I'm your age and you riding every day in a Lamborghini, and I have to walk to work or catch a bus. I'm not. I mean, for me personally, I think that's good. And I'm like, well, the reason I'm walking is because I'm stupid. But some, you do have a lot of jealousy and stuff, and I'm sure a lot of those people did get attacked, especially like back in the days in Washington D.C. You know, um, you got people who didn't have anything were taking things for those who had it. So a lot of them probably left for their protection. But I think it was once integration happened, then that gave them a chance to move out to better living conditions. And so they left. And I don't think it was because the neighborhood didn't appreciate them. I think it was that um, they wanted to live like, I guess, rich white people lived in a nice area and the poor white people lived in different areas. I guess that's what I'm saying. But they had a chance to move out and move away from the what I guess what they might want to what they may have viewed as uh, just a sad situation that they don't want to have to walk out and see someone that's not doing better, same doing it, not doing as well as they do. They don't want to do that. To rather live in a neighborhood where everybody else is doing the same. Let's see. So it's not about poor or rich, it's about culture, community. Africans have the same problem. This is why a lot of them travel to Europe. Africa, okay, listen. Um, I have a lot of friends here, and a lot of them, people do travel because to Europe and everything, because from what I hear, they get these other countries ask them to come to work, or some people they want to have a better lifestyle. It could be the problems that they have. Um, maybe there's no work there or anything. I can ask some of my African friends here, but it's always better opportunities and stuff because you can only grow so much. But you said it's not about poor or rich; it's about culture and community. Well, culture is to me, it's just how can I switch that with my English? I don't really speak this. I don't when I speak in English, I'm usually using these different words. A culture is just a method or a standard way of doing something that people agree with or were taught to do. So, or it's just an agreement. The community, again, like I said, is just mental. So, the culture, I mean, it's like, let's say if me and you met, okay, and we sat down. Oh, you from UK? Okay. You know what? Okay, let me stop. Why are you in UK and you worried about what Black people doing in America? That's what I don't get. I talked to this me and a friend. He's from LA. I mean, from Cali, and he has another friend who's from England. And we went to a bar and we were talking, and he just started saying all this stuff about blacks in America and um, saying, I guess he must be watching a lot of YouTube or reading books, and he's just saying the same thing we saying. And we got into this really deep argument, saying white people this. And I'm like, listen, you in England, you got free everything. You got access to schools or whatever. And of course, I know from what I hear, they had a rough time too. And I hear in England, it's still rough over there. But it's like even in Canada too, they have it rough over there, but they have a right to education. We don't have it. No one in America has a right to that, quote unquote. And so, why would you be concerned about what we are doing? Why are you guys worrying about what we doing when I have friends who are even on here who are in England right now? And I have a friend who's in the group. I think he's still in the group. She's listening, and he's in England right now in London. He lives in a black neighborhood, and he tells me how it is. And from his description, it is not good, you know. And so that's what It's kind of difficult to talk to a person who doesn't live in the United States about Black people's problems because it's like you're projecting. If I was there, if I was, if, because if you were and you're coming from England, you go to America and you probably get it better. You get a job quicker. You probably can access and get riches. And I'm sure you wouldn't be socializing with too many Black people in America. You would be socializing with your Black English brothers because that's just the way it is. Even like when I lived in Westwood with on white people, it's this one family from London, white family called the McNallys. Uh, um, Rona, I think that was the mother's name. I just remember the father's name. I forgot Ashley and Helen, and I think it was Rhodes McNally's. Yeah, McNally's, and they had this British accent, and I was in the sixth grade, and I used to always mimic it, and I made my way into losing my American accent, and a lot of people thought I was African. They thought I was not, definitely not from America. That I was from England or any of the British colonies and stuff. And I didn't understand why until I was 18. And that was, like I said, I picked up when I was 11 and walking around s- sounding British, and some guy at Venice Beach when I was 18 or 19 told me, no, your accent. And I listened to myself, like, oh my God, I didn't notice it, you know. And um, from that day on, it took me a long time. I didn't get rid of until after maybe a few years after I got to Japan. But yeah, I can understand you lived in the United States, okay. But what I'm saying is, um, if you're, it's just different. I mean, it's just like I can come here to Japan and then tell these I've been here 25 years, and I can't just tell these Japanese guys this. I have to understand what it is. I mean, it's almost all the same. It's just about education. Some guys say, "Well, you black guy, you the first black guy," because I was the first black guy. Actually, I was the first black guy to do a lot of stuff in Japan. Now in the convenience stores, you have all these other things other than food. I was the first one to put jewelry in there to introduce non-food items into a convenience store. It's like 23 years ago or something like that. And it was a Circle K, and I got the story on YouTube how I did it. I probably was the first black person, from what I know, um, from what all the people are telling me, the workers in all the Lexuses. I was the first black person to buy a Lexus in Japan from the Lexus store, not imported from the store, states and stuff. So yeah, you live in the United States and everything, growing up in the United States, because you're from England, you know, you're going to be treated different, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why the cops didn't probably bother me and stuff, because maybe because I sounded British and stuff. I don't know. It's just weird. But I always used to think it was my vocabulary, but I'm not sure. And then, of course, when I over here, I look more. Even my father, when I met him after 44 years, he even told me I look more African than I do American. And everybody in my family look American. I'm thinking I'm looking American, but even when I came out here to when I moved to Japan, all the African brothers thought I was African. I went to Tokyo, dude speaking their language. One dude speaking this language behind me. And I'm hearing it, and I figured it was a little loud, but I didn't turn around and stuff because I figured he was just talking loud because we were in the bar. And then he said in English, "Why you ignoring your mother language?" I'm like, "Who's he talking to?" And he said again, "And aren't you Blackfoot Cherokee? We're mixed Blackfoot and Cherokee." And so I turned around and I said, "What are you talking about? I'm not African. I'm American." And after that, he got my American accent back, and he was like, "Oh my God, I thought you was African and stuff." And then when I came to Osaka, it's the same thing. So in America, um, our thinking is that yeah, first you get the knowledge, then you get the power, then you get the women. Because in the songs, that's what they say. But if you, but it, the basic, the number one main ingredient for any success is going to be vocabulary, whether it's sign language, hand language, whatever. Without vocabulary, you can't build a team, because vocabulary is just a way for you to convey your thoughts, and that's it. It has vocabulary has no other 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 use other than convey messages, and that's it. So, oh, I guess you must have been watching my spells, magic. Spellings, spells, magic. If that's a grammatical sentence, it should be spellings. Ah, okay, so it must be one. Okay, spelling, spells, magic. Okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So you're gonna have to translate that for me. But basically, all I'm saying is that um, it's funny. My whole thing about this is talk about the male and female problem that's going in the United States. I want to talk about that and try to fix that. Get some things to fix it. But dude, I'm responding to your statements. Spelling spells magic. I didn't say that, and I'm sorry. Maybe I'm lost. Okay, but yeah, I was answering your questions, but yeah, I believe that the the black people in United States who did lead the communities, especially after integration, was they just had an opportunity to move to the areas that they wanted to move to, where only people like them were. And when they moved, it really took the knowledge and a lot of stuff away from the um, the rest of the population who didn't have that or who didn't attain to that. Ooh, a picture's worth 1,000 words. But my brother, you know, you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And you ask an older person who has a knowledge, and he says, you know how the young people always say, "Well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks." But see, somebody was biased because they didn't write what the old dog said. And the old dog said to the young person, "That's because you ain't got no new tricks to teach me." You know, when you ain't got no new tricks to teach an old dog, then yeah, that's true. When you got some new tricks, then come along. A picture is worth, a word is worth a million pictures. I never said that. A word is worth a billion images. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture. Let me say it again. Let me put this down. A a picture is worth is worth 1,000 words. A word creates billions of images. One word. One word creates billions of images. Put that slash GS 350APN. Oh, that's what I say. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. GSD50JPN says one word creates billions of images. If I were to walk around and ask everybody what do the word NIGGANIGGER or love or whatever means to you, no one is going to have the same answer. And that's the power of a word. A picture, you're only going to be able to describe it based on your range of vocabulary. And most people's vocabulary is very short. So, like I ask a lot of people who have problems in relationships, these brothers like, man, I don't know why I can't get a girl this. I'm like, well, think about this. If a fine woman walks up to you and say, I will date you right now, if you can tell me 10 non-synonymous adjectives about yourself in 1 minute. That means all you have to do is say 10 words in 1 minute, which I know a lot of us can't do it. Can you do it? I did this on the spot. Man, I did this on the spot. Only 4 people did it, and they were all women. And one woman said it real fast, the other one had to struggle. Not one man was able to tell me that. And so many people were telling me synonyms. I'm smart and intelligent. Not just they're synonymous. They're synonymous. So then I tell them, I say, if you want a woman, and she don't, and you want to, and she asks you, she will be by your side no matter what. All you have to do is name 10 non-synonymous adjectives about yourself. Just 10 in 1 minute, and she'll be yours. All the guys that I talked to she been gone. They wouldn't have happened. Well, I mean, I'm not, it's not. I'm not challenging you, but if you can do it, that's good. Go ahead, and name. Okay, wait. I'm gonna time this sucker. Wait, I mean, I'm not gonna time you. Not you sucker. I mean, I'm gonna time this. Uh, not you as a sucker. I'm gonna time this challenge. The challenge is a sucker. And another thing too, if you ever come to Japan, man, you're thinking in Japanese and trying to talk in English, man, the weirdest thing. I was up at my brother's house when we were talking, and I said, I'm gonna take off my penis. He looked at me. What do you mean you gonna take? Oh man. I was like, well, I say take off, because we were talking about women and stuff, and that was it, for the next hour and a half. I just had to hear these jokes and stuff. So whenever you come out here in Japan, you gotta be careful. Because the stuff that comes out of people's mouths is messed up. Okay, I will give you 1 minute. Okay, are you ready? Just tell. Are you ready? Are you ready? You got to give me. I'm timing it right now. Okay, are you ready? Come on, just push your Y. Tap Y. Don't be trying to guess. 'Cause I know you can't do it. But come on. Yes, are you ready? Yes. Okay, starting now. Okay, there you go. You gotta type them. Hopefully you type fast. Come on, type fast. Type one word and enter it. One word and enter. One word and enter. Come on, you can do it. Got 43 seconds. Come on, you can do it. Oh, you ain't typing anything. Are you typing them all at once? 10 non-synonymous adjectives about yourself. 10. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. 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 And if you get an answer that I think you're gonna give, man, that's cheating because you already know it. Because you already know it. Okay. Got 5, 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, you didn't type up anything. So I'll take that as you cannot. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna take it as you refuse to, not you refuse, but it's your decision whether you want to actively do it. If you say you can do it, fine, I'll believe you. One sister who did it like that said, "Can you do it?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, name 10." And I looked at her and I was like, "Well, why should I just name 10?" She said, "That's what you asked me." I said, "Yeah, but dangerous is not positive." So that is you right there, the first word, positive. Dangerous is not positive, so you lost. Intelligent, successful, just, understanding, empathetic, empathetic, and understanding. Wouldn't they be the same? My English is really bad, so let me look that up. So anyway, you lost because dangerous is not positive. Okay. Dangerous is not positive. And why would you tell a girl that you're dangerous? I don't understand that. But anyway, listen, I am only here just making this video because someone asked me because I hadn't made videos and the video is supposed to be about relationships and it got whatever. But I am not challenging you. I am not your God. I am not your parent. You have a community over there who have a lot of black people there that are way more intelligent than I am, who has a lot more money. They're from your culture, and I did say positive. You can rewind it. I did say 10. I'm sure I said 10 positive, non-synonymous things about yourself. If you go back and if you can find out, and I didn't say it, then okay, then you won. But it's positive. But anyway, let me look up empathetic. And empathetic. My English is slipping. Empathetic. But don't look at me as well. I'm not saying you do, but I'm not. I'm sensitive, understanding, intelligent. I think um, those are synonymous too. Okay. No, what I'm saying is sometimes my brothers they recently when I talked to them, both of them really got mad at me because I said something to them. They saying you're always preaching or telling us something and this and I'm saying like no, because I don't hardly ever speak to you, and I just thought it was just something you should know. And then one of my brothers said, "Well, don't if I don't ask, don't tell." So fine, I'm not saying anything to him anymore. And the other brother, he kind of the same thing, but but I think what it is maybe they're reading my Facebook or my watching my videos because they're saying things about me that same things that I said that I know I never said that directly to them. Um, Not as many times as they're saying I did, because we don't even speak that much. So I have no idea. But I think what it is um, um, when you give advice, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. When you give advice to people, your brother sounds, and that's his family. They both got degrees. I have no degrees. So, but I've made $1 million and they haven't. So, whatever. But what I'm saying is, when you give advice, when most people give advice, well, how high does that advice goes for them? So usually when people, um, yeah, I think that's what it is. A lot of people, a lot of people do that. It's like I'm in the Players Club. I made this thing called the Players Club, but I deleted it. But it's like a lot of information I share with people, and then a lot of people came. It's like 60 something people, and then it's just weird because these guys are like saying this information that I've said, or when new people come in, and they think these people don't know it. Then they'll start saying this and that, but no one. I mean, because like if you quote Shakespeare, you'll say Shakespeare, but they'll quote me and never say GS 350 did told you this, and I know I told them this, I know I was the only one for sure to tell. Like one of my friends, he does something and we were talking and he slipped and said how he used it. And I was like, oh man, don't use that because I didn't tell you the conclusion, and there's a reason why I told you that, but I didn't tell because usually I'll say things and I don't tell the conclusions because a lot of people will steal something. And so I just like, all right, well, go ahead and I tell them I'm telling you this. Don't say it to anyone. Just keep this to yourself. But they got some new information they want to share. But if you take somebody to the top of the mountain, but I should tell you how to take somebody to the top of the mountain, but I didn't tell you that, hey, if you go over to that rock and press a button, there's an elevator that'll take you back down. But yeah, I didn't tell you that because I just told you how to get there, but I didn't tell you to go do that. And then you take everybody back down the mountain thinking the way you come and the ambulance come and kill everybody. Then I go, wait, Ralph told me to take them. I told you that, but I told you before you go to the mountain, call me and then I'll tell you how to get down. But no one, they think they're gonna take it at their own. So whatever. You didn't call me. So it's not my fault, but I did tell you to tell. I did tell you to call me, right? Yeah, okay. Well, did you call me? No. I'm like, well, hey, what can I say? Um anyway, yeah. Where is the rock button thing? No, it's just just an example. Yes. So it's like, well, I'm just saying. I didn't say it was mountain, just any mountain. But let's say, for instance, people climb Mount Fuji. So I tell the person, well, this is how you can climb Mount Fuji easier way and get there faster and don't have to use so much energy. Just for an example. But I said, this is how you do it. But if you go to, but I don't tell them how to get down. I don't tell them that the rock is there and it has a button. I don't tell them where it's at and that it's an elevator and everybody can go down this elevator and take like 5 minutes, or 10 minutes or however long, and it's heated, and And what? No, I didn't. I said only a allegory. Is it allegory story? I never. Oh, and I do got some pictures of me passing Mount Fuji. It's really close to wow, so beautiful. I need to upload those. No, it's just an example. An example. So it's only an example. It's like I can teach 3-year-old kids and Japanese kids how to multiply and divide, and I can do it all in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. Do you believe me? I told the parents this, like, oh, we got 5 minutes, so let me 10 minutes left, so let me teach. See, so I said, hey, I got 10 minutes. Is it okay if I teach them math? Well, they learn math. This is English. I said, yeah, but math and English is the same. No, it's not. I'm like, well, 1 plus 1 is 2. And they think about it because I'm speaking English. And they start laughing, like, oh my God, oh my God. Because I have parents that challenge me. You don't, one lady said, do you got a degree? When I first started teaching, I'm like, no. Well, how can you teach English? I'm like, I'm a father. You're like, oh, okay. That trumps a degree every time, right? Okay, anyway, why do I need a degree to teach English when I got kids and I teach them and I don't have a degree, right? Like, come on, lady. But anyway, I went on the board, did it, blah, 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 blah. Kids went up there. As soon as I did the second one, they like, I want to do it, I want to do it. Tell the answer. The question is, sometimes they speak English or Japanese. I mean, Japanese, it doesn't matter. They still understand it. Then I do the division, and the kids, and they get the answer. And the parents like, oh my God. This one, I did in Starbucks, and I did that story. And it's a family, the guy, his wife, mom, and then on the other side was his wife, his father, and his her mom, and 2 kids. The 2 kids, and the father was like, I'm looking at my computer right now. He was on the other side, and he would look at me occasionally, but he had this messed up look on his face. So I thought it was me. And I got to thinking, no, it ain't me. He bored because, it's a Sunday, and I know he'd rather be out there golfing than sitting in Starbucks. Are you the greatest teacher of all time? No, the greatest teacher was the one who um who created my existence. Is the greatest teacher. Okay, I'm only a student, and you know how it is when the student who listens to the master gets to walk some of the paths that the master walk. Now, I have no degree. I had a chance to marry this girl from Tibet when I was going to SMC, and no, I didn't have a chance. She wanted to marry me. I don't know why, but it was because of I guess my math and English skills that she saw in school. In the class, we had 2 classes together. I didn't know. She came to me, begged me for my number, stopped the class for about 15 minutes, and I'm telling her, no, I don't need your number. And then her sister and the white girl got mad at me, and you gotta give her your number. I'm like, if I was asking for a number, y'all wouldn't, blah 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 to me and blah blah blah. And then we hung out, and never kissed or nothing. And she was still a virgin. I never really had any attraction to her anyway. And then the last day, one day she was like, oh, I told my parents I want to marry you, and they approved. And they live in Malibu, rich and everything. And I'm like, she said, my father said he'll pay for your education, anything you want, blah blah this. And I'm like, why me? Find another dude from Tibet or whatever. And so last day I saw her, she had took me home, and I said, if I kiss you, what would you do? She said nothing. I jumped out the car, never talked to her again because I went to the military. And then I heard she was calling up 2 years after I was gone. So I was a fool. So no. Are you the greatest teacher of all time? No, I am a fool. Because I could be up in Malibu right now, chilling. It'd probably be worth $1 billion right now, a couple of billion. So no, not the greatest teacher. But anyway, I showed them that. The parents are like, whoa. So I show other people that sometimes, on Facebook and stuff, and I tell them there's more to it. So please, because there's a way, I tell them what to do. And if you do this, this is what you can make money. This money you can make up to $60 an hour, $20, $60, just depends on how you do it. And I was getting on all this stuff. And I said, if you do it, just send me some money and no, no, yeah, of course I want some money, but let me know I can fly out there and show you how because the program I have is if they start at 3, by the time they turn 5, I can they can be able to start learning algebra, you know. And but I don't tell them that. I just say give them a little bit, and they go and do that little bit, and then they think they're doing everything. I'm like, all right. So when I start finding out that people are using it, then I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna say, hey, that's my program. I taught you. You didn't teach me nothing. Now, blah, 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 all the way to algebra. Pop, 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 pop. And then everybody believe it. Then I'll just take all their customers, keep all the money since they kept all the money they want to share. Say, oh well. And I did that to a friend. I told him how to get some money, how to date women and get some money and stuff, just doing what they want you to do. How to get 10 G's. And he did it. And he promised, he said, I said, if I tell you you get 10 G's, you gotta give me $1,000. And I was in the car with a friend, 10%. He said, okay. Dude went and did it, got that money. It was no studying, nothing. It was just that error and stuff. And she was rich and everything, and he got the money. He didn't steal it or nothing, and me and the guy that it was 3 of us, and the 3 of us happened to meet again, like maybe a year or 2 later, chilling. Oh no, it wasn't a year or 2 later. It was probably within a few months later, 6 months to a year. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I went to such and such, like you said, and I did what you did, and this girl, blah blah blah, and I got 10 G's." And I looked at him and said, "Where's my $1,000? What $1,000?" I said, "You promised to give me 1,000." "I didn't promise to give you nothing." I said, "You're lying." "Yo, I'm not lying. I didn't promise you nothing." And then my friend in the car said, "Yes, you did." And he was like, and I'm like, "Where's my money?" I spent it. And I was like, all right. And I'm like, all right. So that's like, so after I didn't teach him that else, because one thing that's not cool is a liar. Ah. But anyway, I'm not the greatest teacher by far. No, I ain't tell you nothing. Like these guys call me, oh, you're not graduating, got my BA and blah 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 and such and such, and oh, I can't believe, thank you. I'm like, man, don't give me thanks. You gotta thank your parents. Why? I said, because I ain't saying nothing that they didn't tell you. Only thing I did was just put a pretty picture up there. Your parents said, go to school, do this, and I went, whoop, and you was like, whoa, and you took the information that they said and the picture, and you went to school and got your degrees. Can't give me credit for that. I ain't say anything your parents didn't tell you. I ain't tell you anything your teachers didn't tell you. I ain't tell you anything the police didn't tell you. If anything, you know, what's that word that you use when you keep using the same thing over and over and over again? I forget the name of the word. But anyway, let me get back to what I was supposed to talk about. Don't look up to me. I'm just a messenger, just a messenger. That's it. All this stuff gets streamed to my head, and it's just, this is all in my head. I just put it on YouTube, just stress relief. That's it. And most of these videos, it's a lot of information I need for myself. So sometimes I do go back and watch them. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right. So I teach myself. But anyway, to fix the relation. Oh, so anyway, this guy was talking about how you got the MAGTOWs or whatever. It's been going their own way in some SYSB something, whatever it is. And he was saying like it's really getting to the point where these guys really need some help. So what you guys are going to have to do is you're going to have to just back off and then remember that um, when you're dealing with a woman, whatever books you're reading, these guys are coming out saying, like, this is the most stupidest thing I've ever. I've heard. I used to hear it, and when I was young, and I would think about, like, wow, what was, as I got older, I thought, why would somebody do that? But it's like, they say, if you see a woman that's ugly, you treat her like she's the most beautiful woman. And if you see a woman that's beautiful, you dog her out. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you do that? Why would you dog out a beautiful woman? And I guess some women do break down and be with you or whatever. And I guess that's Stockholm program or Stockholm syndrome or whatever. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. You don't do that. Guys who do that, um, usually a real man don't have to do that, you know, because there's no such thing as a beautiful woman or a ugly woman. It's more or less of attraction, you know. And I was talking to another friend, and I was saying, it's really interesting. I said, do you know why a lot of guys date a lot of women who are really don't look that attractive? The whole complete whatever. And he was like, no. And I said, just think about it. When you look at a woman who is quote unquote what society says would be unattractive, if you look at her face, maybe the whole complete is not 100, but she might have some pretty lips, so you only focus on her lips. Or she might have some pretty eyes, so you only focus on that attractive part, and and you fall in love with her. So you can be with her. She might not like you. You know how you say some guys, why he with her? You know, but that's because she got pretty lips. You know, and that's what he focused on. That's able to keep him that would keep that image in or be here or be he'll be able to create that image. I mean, create that image in his mind that she's beautiful. But when you see a woman who's completely beautiful, it's like I was in this English group and they said, "What's the difference between?" Hold on. Hey, can you choto sagate? Whoa, tell me catch the sagate takai. Also takai. Okay, haku. Haku. Wife's downstairs with the TV up and she all knocked out. But when you look at a woman with the complete package, it's like you're trying to look for you're trying to look for the beauty, but it's like I said, I was in this group and they said, what's the difference between sightseeing and not sight looking? Or yeah, sightseeing and sight looking or something like that, or look sighting or whatever, something like that. And I said the difference is that when you look, you focus on one point, but when you see, you focus on a range. And I said it's easier to look at a range because you don't have to focus. Because if I'm just focusing at that one M, or it says in stream on my what you call it? Well, if you focus, your eyes are going to get tired because your muscles have to keep your eyes in that one position, and eventually they're going to get tired of stuff. But sightseeing. So when I told a friend, maybe what it is when a guy looks at a woman who's beautiful, there's no contrast in a beautiful woman on her face or anything. And so some guys need that contrast, and that contrast causes excitement. Now, for me, I don't need it. A lot of guys, they don't need it. And so when you look at focus on one point, but when you see you are looking for, I said looking at everything. But anyway, what was I going to say? And so maybe that's what um, that's what it is, but those guys for saying it, I think they're wrong. I think basically they lack vocabulary to express themselves, and then how they think about themselves, because there are a lot of uh, beautiful women out here, and it's okay. It's like handsome guys. It's hard for some guys who's handsome to get them the right woman, and then they come along and get this girl who's not even in a quote unquote look league or look level they are, and they get them, and everybody like, why he with her? He can have somebody else better, But she just came along, found out that he has a low self esteem of himself, and he took it, and she took advantage of it, and she, and then, a lot of women, they'll keep talking bad about him, so he'll never develop that confidence, or I wouldn't say that competence that he is handsome, because once he understands that, he understands that he has the world of women waiting for him, he's gonna bounce. I never seen a beautiful woman before because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and everything a woman who is an original is beauty because anything that's an original is the only one. Therefore, there's nothing to compare it to. So that's why I say all women are beautiful unless they're twins. But if they're identical twins, then they're both beautiful. But still, they're probably gonna have different personalities. So, um, whatever. But my friend told me in England, I can't say that's called. Well, he said that. I don't have to. I thought it was. I said, man, you shouldn't say that. But anyway, what's going on in the states, with this MGTOW and stuff, men going their own way. And when I first heard it, I laughed and I said, I thought men always went their own way, and sorry about that. They always went their own way. So what did it mean men going their own way? And I guess these guys are having trouble with these women. But the whole thing is maybe in the Bible, this is one quote. It says, don't be unevenly yoked with unbelievers. And I look at it as don't be unevenly yoked with a partner who's not on the same level as you are. Because if you are on different levels, you're going to have different thoughts, and it's going to just cause these conflicts and stuff, whether it's looks, men being sent away from women. What do you mean by men being sent away from women? You mean women are dissing dudes and stuff, like get away and stuff? You know, first of all, well, guys, you have to understand. So, a woman has her choice. And if she doesn't choose you, then don't worry about it. But the whole thing is, before she even choose you, you have to think, well, why is it that you even want her? What creates that image, that feeling that and men sent away from. Oh, I thought it meant, well, anyway, that's what you said, Wayne, but it means men going their own way. That's what I heard. But okay. Anyway, what I tell them is this here. Why do you have this image in your head that she's the one? You know, and a lot of people don't know how the mind and the brain, the endorphins and the glands and muscles work. And I made these videos called, it's an acronym PEDRO, but it got dot, P dot E dot D dot. Uh, what is it? I forgot. P dot E dot D dot E dot O dot. And it means processing, delivery, um, wait, processing, encoding, delivery, execution, and override. And it's about 6 videos. It's kind of long. I only made 5, but somebody came along and said, you aren't finished, make the last one. So the last one was kind of really long and stuff. But basically what it's saying is the reason that you have this image of this girl and you saying you want her, or the reason you had that feeling is because you created this image. When you in your mind, anything that you think about is all controlled. You got the woman doing what you want her to do, and everything. So you create this image, and then you release your endorphins, which makes it feel like it's real. And then for some reason, sorry about that. For some reason, you try to project it on her or project it in real life. And then when you go over there and it doesn't work for you, then you get upset. But why would you get upset because of some image that you created in your mind didn't work in reality? When I was young, the OGs and the fathers and stuff, the guys who talk to the women, they would just walk up to a woman and say, "Hey, what can I do to be with you?" And she'll say, "Do this or you do that," or "I'm sorry," whatever, or straight up saying, "You can't get with me." And that's when I'm like, "Can I get with you?" "Nope." And I'm like, "Cool." Like I went to this club. It was this real famous club in Westwood in the early '80s. And lot of blacks used to go there in Westwood. What's that street? I would say it was on Gailey between where where that Fox Theater used to be at. Between that street and whatever that, I think it was Tommy's Fat Burger or something like that. But anyway, we used to go there, and me and a friend went there, and 13 girls sitting in the bars, a couple of guys. And so I went to each and every one of them, saying, "Can I dance with you?" And they all like, "No, no, no, no. What's up, fifth person? Thank you for joining." And I was like, they were like, "No, no, no." I'm like, fine. So I went on the dance floor. He laughing, and I'm like, it's okay. I expect him to do that. So I went on dance, start dancing because I'm a really good dancer at Venice Beach. I was really good. My name is Fresh. At then I was like real good with the Pee Wee Herman and the prep and stuff. Just was real good. And I had a lot of dance contests, never lost one. The famous one I had was when I had against a manager. He had 6 dancers, all women, at Venice Beach, and they had just finished beating everybody at the beach. And I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And then they was like, "You got to challenge them." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And the manager, he's like, "You go first." I'm like, "No, because if I go first, y'all gonna leave, and y'all not gonna dance. So y'all go first." And he's like, "Nah." I did one Pee Wee Herman with that motherfucker was bad, and they walked away. I was like, come on, you guys can't do that. But basically, what it is the reason a lot of guys are having problems with women is because you create a scenario in your head and you figure that's what it's going to be. It's like if you believe it, you can do it. But remember, belief is just some idea that has it's a concept or whatever that has no facts to back it up. So it was interesting because I always said that, and I think only one pickup artist. He was in New York, and I started using the word competent. When you talk to a woman, you have to be competent. You already got to know what you're going to say, know, what you want to do. You don't believe that you can do it because if you believe it, then you'll never do it. You just I believe I can do it, so why should I do it? You got to be competent. And this white dude, I swear he must have been watching my videos because he said, "I'm gonna change from the word um, confidence and I'm gonna use competent." And I was like, man, this dude watching my videos and he ain't even give me no props, because everybody, cause I know he had to watch my videos and saw that stuff because there were a lot of people watching my videos. I don't know who they are, and people making money, which is good for them. But anyway, I said you have to be confident. I mean, competent about what you're doing. So when you walk up to a woman, well, what do you want from her? You know, what do you want? How you want this? How you want that? Because there are a lot of women like the pimps be saying like they were like saying something like, "We don't go out and get them girls; they come to us." You know, so you walk over to them. Like for me, I love talking to women. Oh, it's so fun because there's a lot mostly women in our family. Always hung out with women when I was working at Sunset Grill in Hawaii at Restaurant Row before work started. I was sending it online. So I sat with the guys and I was on the black guy, all white guys and stuff. And they had the most boring conversation. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the next day I sat with the women and they talking to women stuff and I'm laughing because it's funny, sometimes a little gross, but it's just funny. All of them beautiful, right? You know, it wasn't any white people. How in Hawaii, everybody's all mixed up and stuff, but the women are like beautiful. And so one of the guys said, "Why you sitting with the women?" And I looked at them, they looked at me, and we just all cracked up. We just all cracked up. I'm like, what do you mean, what am I sitting with the women for? I'm like, I'd rather sit at a table with a bunch of women than sit at a table with a bunch of guys. Because, some guys, they didn't like me because I guess because I'm black and they white or whatever. And that was, it's a little bit, I wouldn't call it racist, but a little ignorance and stuff. And so they just, tried to talk all that crap. And I'm like, man, I'm way past that. You guys are like, you know, you still in kindergarten. And yeah, it was funny. But the whole thing is, a lot of guys are having problems with women is because a lot of these women now, they don't need you financially. Okay. They don't need you. You guys go around and you buy a Mercedes Benz, she go around the corner and buy her 2 Mercedes Benzes. Or she go around the corner and get some dude to buy her 10 Mercedes Benzes. So it's not right now, like I said, technology. Technology gave women access to money and as much money as they want, you know, and that they couldn't get when a man was in control of everything, you know. And so you guys are going to have to do that now. A lot of guys who complain that they can't get women and stuff like that, that's probably because you're listening to the wrong information. Um, and I don't want to knock these guys. So I'm trying to say it. You're listening to the wrong information. If you, it's like my wife, like I said earlier in the video, my wife go to these meetings and the women they're all distraught, not happy with men, and two of them divorced their husband, but they all got money, and one lady still loves her husband, the other one they live together, but they don't, in Japan, it's business. So after two kids, no more sex, they go out and find some other guys and stuff. And then, they get so bored that they'd rather be by themselves than sit in the house with another guy that's not doing anything. And then they sit around talking about, man, I can't find a good man. I can't find a good man. But you're not trying to find a man. You're trying to find a puppet, a toy. I got money, so you got to listen to me, and you're going to be lonely. And no guy don't want to sit around and be with you if they already know you have a bad attitude. And you can tell as soon as you meet women. And I'm more beautiful than any woman. When I put in effort, women fall over themselves and get with me. Most guys don't understand how to be beautiful. Okay, that's good, man. That's good. Interesting. It's good. It's always good to have that kind of attitude. Some people call it a chauvinist pig or something like that. Oh, you two have too much proud, but I don't know. A lot of women always come to me, and I always look at myself, and I was like, why? I can never understand. Like, I was in this club, Ghost. You guys can Osaka go to Ghost. It's really cool. And Pure, another club is called Pure too, and they're both as good. And I was in there, and this one Japanese lady, she was maybe 23 or 24. She had these large memory glands. She had this shirt that came like this, getting just all the way down, like right above her belly button. And all of this was open, it just had strings, but my chest is flat, but just imagine her chest out, you know. And then you had those strings, you got all that space and stuff. And this short dress, just she was so beautiful. I was like, wow. And she's just looking at me while I'm dancing, and she looking at me. And I thought about talking to her, like, nah, because I would rather have an older woman, not because of her age or anything, because the young women are still beautiful. They still, 23, that's still, it's legal, whatever. But I would rather the young men talk to the younger women instead of me doing it, you know. And so I didn't say anything to her, but she was staring and staring and staring, and and she was just so beautiful. But I was like, what is this attention? Why is this? When I go to clubs, if I, the few times not experiment, but I did it, I just go in the club early and they playing hip hop, so I just dance and freak and everything because I can get down. I can just dance, And they'll look, and at least three of them gonna look. And I point to one and say, "Come on," and we dance a couple of times, and let's go. She like, "All right," and down. That's it. I don't have to say anything. Just dance, and that's all. And that's it. Where we going? Just someplace we can just where the two of us are, and they're like, "All right," that's it. I don't have to say anything else till you know um, she's ready to go home and stuff. So for me, I find it, um, not complicated because, like I said, they come to me. Now, I like to talk to women. So my, I guess my pickup game might be a little tough. Well, actually, no, it's not tough. But for me, I'm like this. If I see a girl, she's beautiful, I walk up and say, "Hey, come on, let's go," and that's it. Even if I'm in America, whatever, I'll say it. Just depends, but I can say it. And they'll look at me, "What do you mean, let's go?" I'm like, well, and it's easier to do it. It's more wise to do it, or wiser, or whatever, to do it to women who are looking at you because I was talking to these three brothers and we were talking about that, and I said, if a woman looks at you for more than 5 seconds, what would you say? And all of them gave some answers, but one of the guys said, "I'll go and ask her name," and I started laughing. I thought that was one of the funniest things, or what's your name? And I'm like, no, you just ask them what did they decide. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, well, how long is when if a woman's looking at you, how long does it take for her to decide whether she's gonna um, you know, be with you or not? And they said, oh, in a matter of seconds. I said, okay, if you know that and she knows that, then why are you gonna ask her name? All you do is walk over to her and what do you ask her? I ain't even gonna tell you. I want to know who knows. What do you ask her? Please stop the video right now. Put it down in the comments. What do you say? Okay. And um, and so when I told them what they should say, they all started laughing. And one of the guys said, "Do you guys ever watch? Do you know GSD50JP? No, those videos called Do You Love Black Men?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah." One guy said, "Yeah, I watch them." And I said, "Yep. So you paying attention then? You watch my videos too much." Um, yeah. So you walk over to him and say, "What do you decide?" And they started laughing. Are you wanted? Oh, no. Were you wanted? No, you wouldn't be wanted because they were military. And anyway, I asked the guy, "Do you watch Do You Love Black Men" videos? And he said, "Yeah, I said that's me." He was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm really." I and they were like kind of like a little offish a little bit. And he said, "Oh my god, I didn't recognize you. I'm so sorry for my attitude and blah blah blah." And I'm thinking, well, like, why is he apologizing to me like if I'm some celebrity or something? Just nobody. I don't watch your videos. I know you. Mm, okay, like Bugs Bunny saying, how do you say that? I did Bugs Bunny used to say that one comment. But anyway, I don't watch your video. I know you. Are you one of my YouTube friends? No, no, no. Are you one of my uh not YouTube friends? My players chat guys. But you gotta watch my videos, so I ain't worried about that. So you say you don't watch my video. That's a lie. You definitely watch my videos because you quote a lot of stuff that I say. Unless but anyway, it doesn't matter. Are you? No, you're not that guy because I know him by name. But anyway, um, so basically, you guys, the simple problem is you just the communication. That's it. Okay. You just got to walk over to him and talk to him. If girl don't want to talk to you, then fine. Because what is it that you want from the woman? Do you want her sympathy? Do you want her approval? No, more than likely, you just want to engage in some type of consensual activities, driving, going to dinner, and spending $1,000 on her after for like 10 dinners, and then after 20 years, then you're gonna finally ask her for her number, blah blah blah. You know how the guys say, just take your time and everything. For me, I'm just like, you just welcome to say, hey, let's go, and um, why do women say make them laugh? I know you know that one. Why do women always tell guys make me laugh? But anyway, but that's it. It's really simple. Just walk up and just have a conversation. If the woman doesn't want to be with you, that means because she just have other things at that time. But that doesn't mean that later on she'll see you because when you make an initial meeting with the woman, it's always good to walk over to a woman. The best way to get a woman to enter to really become so they can feel something. No. Uh, the best way to get a woman interested in you is just have a really short conversation. Say, "Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Wow, you got some really cool. You got a really cool house. You been in my house? No, but I think you got a really cool house. Whatever." So anyway, I just wanted to say hi. I just thought I just saw you sitting there. I just thought you looked really cool. You look like a really cool person, and just walk away. Or you can get the number because usually when I talk to women, I just ask for the digits within 2 to 3 minutes because I really don't have much to say to them, and that's it. Um, you're gonna have women out there who got their programs because they don't like men, and you got these men who got these programs so they don't like women, but yet they got to be what's be with somebody. I'm sure they got some men in their lives. You might have some people who don't, whatever. But just the conversation will go a long way, you know. And I was talking to a friend, and he was telling me how he um, have problems finding women. And I said, well, just stop and turn around because there's always a woman chasing you. But you know how guys say, if it's easy, I don't want it. And I'm like, okay, okay. And that's weird, you know. But the reason it's easy is because it could be some blessing or something like that. So I don't understand those, you know. I remember that even when I was young, you know, that used to be a statement and stuff. If it's easy, then easy come, easy go. But life is supposed to be easy and everything is supposed to come to you easy. So all the knowledge you have, it's like all the knowledge and stuff that you have or anything that comes easy. The reason it goes fast is because once it's in your possession, you don't have the knowledge to man, I don't know nothing. The virus, from what I understand, if you're healthy, you're fine. But like I told my cousins, and I told my cousins, you know, anything that happens, good or bad, happens because I want it to happen. You know, so if you die, it's because God. This virus is because God. That's if you believe it. You know, so I'm not worried about it. But I told them because they like pray and pray, and I'm like, yeah, but if you catch it, you're gonna go to heaven and be with your Lord and your Savior. So why are you trying to prolong it? You know, you don't want to die and go to heaven and be in heaven. You'd rather be on this earth and continue living the life that you have, you know, and of course, nobody didn't respond. I'm surprised they didn't delete me. Unfriend Ralph, unfriend our crazy cousin Ralph, you know. So, I mean, the only thing you can do is just stay sanitized, drink, from what I hear, drink ginger, lemon, lots of fruit juices and stuff, and just try to stay healthy as you can. Um, you know, if you cough, put your hand over your whatever, you know, sanitize everything, you know, because um, I don't know. I mean, what can you do, you know, other than go down to those chemical labs and ask for those suits they be wearing? You just walk around wearing those all day. That's going to definitely keep everyone from doing it. But you know, are they going to let us have those? Or are they going to make them available to every human being on this earth until, you know, the virus is um, contained and whatever? You know, plus I just got finished watching some news program. They said they have vials, I think they're called, those tubes of a whole bunch of live ones. They got the original ones from the bats, you know, and they got them right there in the lab. So at any time they can just, you know, do whatever. Somebody getting there and taking it, you know, startup. So I'm not really worried about it. If I did catch it, you know, I know there's gonna be a lot of suffering and stuff, but you know, if I make it, cool. If I don't, you know, it's cool too. There's nothing I can really do about it. So I don't even worry about it. But the virus really, it shouldn't be the number one concern. The number one concern is just make sure that you have supplies just in case if there gets some kind of crazy lockdown. We got food and stuff like that. People run around with the tissues and stuff. But if you got water, because I mean, if they cut the water, tissue ain't gonna do anything, you know, for you. Um, especially when you got a bowel movement and everything. So if you have a toilet, you know, just get it. Instead of using towels, just use a hand rag and, you know, just wipe yourself because after every time you use the bathroom anyway, you should, you know, um, wash your butt anyway, you know. And so it's not like, yeah, you should just do that, you know, and that's it. Just wash your rag or whatever you want to do with it, you know, just keep using the same one or wash it with soap and everything, make sure it's all clean. And that's it. So that solves the tissue problem. I'm surprised nobody didn't say that, you know. What's going on? Almost 3 hours. So I got 2 minutes and I'll go to bed. But yeah, the problem is this. It's just as simple of lack of communication. One time, me and a friend, I was driving. I seen these girls and said, "Oh, hello, beautiful," and they turned around and "F you," and I just laughing. Me and him started laughing. Of course, I said, "Not tonight," but of course, they didn't hear me. But I just started laughing, and I was like, "Wow, never expected that." But why would I get upset over something? I thought it was fun. That's why I laughed. Because especially here in Japan. But I guess I mean that's here. But why would I get upset? Because it's their prerogative. For them to do whatever they want because everyone's looking for someone, but a lot of people don't know who they want, and or the one that they want turns out to be someone that they actually didn't want. So for my thing is just go out there and talk because um, I think yeah, there's a possibility that you might be one of those guys who can live your long life without being married or without having a girlfriend or anything like that. And it's a possibility, um, but it should never stop you from talking to women. It should never cause you to talk bad about them. Because even if you do get with the woman, once you start living with them, you start understanding people's bad habits, dirty habits, the lack of they don't want to listen, and next thing you know, it's like, wow, I would have rather been by myself. Huh? Okay, I got a few minutes. What did you write? I don't know who I want, but I know who I want right now. Okay, totally lost. But all I have to say is that um, just keep talking. The best thing, what I used to do, and what these Japanese guys do to really stop the foreigners' game out here, was just make friends. So these guys, I mean, there's a lot of Japanese haters in these clubs and stuff. And before, they didn't know what to do, and so the foreign guys come in and get all the women and stuff, which is kind of cool because the Japanese women ignore them and stuff. And then the guys realized that, hey, you know what? We can just be friends with all those women, because the foreign guys don't really speak that much Japanese to where the woman can actually really get to express herself. And so they all friends and stuff. Then you walk in the club and you dance with a girl and the guy come over, they don't even care, because they rude out here. And they blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, she talking to them and he'll offer to buy her a drink because you're trying to be a player and you're not buying her a drink because you want her to buy you a drink. And next thing you know, they talking and stuff and he did his job. Of course, chance of him actually taking her home is slim, but I tell guys if it happens, okay, if she wants you, she'll come back. But yeah, you just gotta just keep talking and just be friends, because we all now, the women have the rights. I mean, 'cause everybody had all shit up already had the rights, but now it's more of a challenge. Now you have to earn everything. You know, and you get to learn. You just talking to the women and you get it's no such thing as rejecting. I think it's just bad timing. That's why I like to use bad timing because sometimes you know I don't know. I know a lot of guys that get with these women and they had a wish she would have turned them down, you know. And so don't do that. So don't get upset. These women this and these women that. Your first priority is make $1 million. You know, make your money, and then they'll come. But what is it that you really want to do? And I tell guys when you're talking to a woman, you need to let your agenda be known as soon as possible. And of course, do it in a way where she can't call the police on you and say you did this, which you do have freedom of speech. And you can say what you want, like they can say what they want. But I guess there is this gray area there where you don't have to be respectful. I mean, where you have to be respectful and stuff. But and which is good because you want to be respectful because you don't want to start any relationships based on some negativity because that's going to be it's going to grow with the relationship. But it's really a simple process. Just to walk up, say, how you doing?" She said, "Okay." You want to be with her, and she has her prerogatives too. And if she want to be with you, fine. If she don't, then that's fine too. Because I went to Venice Beach. I think I already said that. You know, talked to 40 women in one day, and that was so cool. It was so easy, you know. But like I said, I'm really not a good person to actually talk about this, even though I did mention it in my videos and stuff, because I just see these guys just really getting dogged out. But um, I'm just sharing information. But I have no problem with women coming to me or being able to be with a woman. I have no problems at all. And some women I had, I wish I never did talk to them. And I try to pass them to my friends and stuff, even my first wife, and try to get my best friend to mess with her so I can divorce her and stuff. And he's like, "You crazy?" I'm like, "Well, what do you think? Why are you asking me that?" I say, "Well, what the best friends are for?" He's starting to laugh. But yeah, it's not that difficult. I said, I have a friend, he's an artist. Name starts with an R, and it says it's unstable, but I guess it's still. Wait, let's see. Oh boy. Okay, it looks like it's okay. I think that's what I was gonna say. And I just tell him just be. Oh yeah, said he couldn't pick up women for anything. And I said, everybody give him all this advice and everything. And I just asked him a question: How often do you talk to women? He said, "I only talk to women once a day, one woman a day, one woman a week." And I started laughing. I said, "Oh, that's your problem. You don't talk to enough." And then later we ended up meeting in Osaka. And he told me, he said, "Well, all the advice everybody gave mine was right on the dot." He said once he started talking to more women, then he was able to solidify more relationships and stuff like that. So just get out there and talk. Improving your personality, your looks, whatever, that does help. But sometimes it don't. But the number one thing is your vocabulary, man. It's your vocabulary. That's the key to everything. It's the vocabulary you use to talk to them. But 3 hours is up. I gotta sleep. I hope like it's 3 hours. I didn't. I didn't even talk about what I wanted to talk about. But basically, what I just said was it. Because I was hopefully wanted to get into some other things, but I can do that later. But anyway, guys, take care. Peace. GS3 for JP in the house. And guys, drink a lot of water and ginger and lemon. Okay, chop up some ginger, and some lemon, just leave it in those glass, whatever, overnight, and just drink that. And from what I heard, that should help. All right, peace. Father, oh boy. No, 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 no. Don't disrespect your own father. Anyway, it was nice talking to you, all right? Hit me up on online if you can download it. And my ID is my name, just 350 JPN. Peace. Peace.